Friday. It is now Friday the 28th. This is the Super Pisces Blue Moon loading tonight. Are you lonesome tonight? Does your breath give you fright? Tell me, darling, are you lonesome tonight? Psych. You my everything. Boo, I love you. You know you the one. Psych, I dubbed you. All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. Just having a bit of fun. But if you know, there's pretty much nothing I'm going to say that's not going to matter in the interim. Oh my goodness. So, the tea, even though I'm drinking the coffee. All right, so somebody is doing a come hither me spell, right? Somebody trying to lighten up, trying to butter things up in the ethers, okay? Because they want to distract you in the 3D. Right, so they're putting out a frequency to butter you up. So look, it sounds like love songs that would kind of put you off kilter, right? So somebody's doing a come to me spell. Not only that, they're doing come to me spells on things that are specific to you. One, there's a copycat. My copycat who at Vital Records who think that she gonna keep trying to play me, trying to play like with all my stuff because you know at Vital Records you get access to people's personal information. So she got a job there. So she uses her job to do her little bippity bop because this one is associated with one of the societies, the Divine Nines, the Secret Society. She's one of the ones that did an initiation. However, this one is trying to make me lose a necklace that's specific to me that she actually has a copy of. The problem is she wants to play me, so I can't have it. And she's trying to be me, playing me with my things on. So she's trying to do a come hither me spell. So if collective, if you have something specific to you, right now it is pivotal that you check on it. Make sure that it's always there. If it's something that you wear on your body, it's considered a charm. They are looking at it as protection. So they're trying to see if something could shake, if they could get some things off of you, to see if they could get some things through on you. Don't let that go over your head. See, if you lose something that was precious to you and that gets you a little down for even a second, that's when they could probably try to sneak in their things. And on top of that, your doppelganger doesn't need you to have similar things to them. So if they could get you to lose something that they've already copied off of you, they can say, see, that's not that person. I'm the real person. I'm the real person. Even though your DNA, your dental records, and everything says something different. We have people that are taking advantage of the online process. And if a person has access to those backgrounds, those doxing things, those information, that sort of thing, they'll take advantage of it. And like I said, you could tell when somebody gets offended, and I'm hitting very, very specific because they start to try to attack my character by asking me silly, silly things. So we do know that if you go up to Vital Records, you'll see somebody wearing a similar chain to mine. That's my damn doppelganger. However, they are in bed with a few of the police, a few of the fraternity and sorority. So they have a lot of people to call and say, hey, can you push this through? Can you look over that? I'll pay you a couple thousand if you could just not let that slide through. So this is the reason why. So for anybody who keeps saying, oh, if you have all the evidence, it's not just like that. You can't just walk up in there with all the evidence when you pretty much have everybody greasing each other's palms with a few dollars to not look at the evidence so that they can try to get away with things. Are we all caught up? All right, thank you. Okay, collective. All right, so not only are they doing come hither spells on things that might be personal to you, there's also somebody, use your heart and not your mind. That's the song that kept playing. Use your heart and not your mind. Baby, just relax. Yeah. If you got time, then I got time. Yeah, somebody's trying to waste your time. Somebody wants to come in razzle dazzle you, get you off track. They actually want you to kind of get head over heels. They want your nose open because you know when your nose is open, your eyes get partially blocked. So they want to kind of blind you, love bomb you some sort of way so either they can get you pregnant, get pregnant, break your heart, change your trajectory, steal something off of you, and possibly cause you a little bit of strife. Anything to make you not be in alignment with your spouse, your kingdom spouse. That's the word that I've been trying to dig out for days. Nobody wanted me to say kingdom spouse because it's serious, okay? We're in the last quarter where people are trying to intercept our kingdom spouses. They want to send in somebody with all the razzle and dazzle, somebody who looks just like you, smells pretty much like you, does pretty much everything like you but love. See, that's the one thing they want them to be missing, because if you should ever experience true love, you'll understand what true love wasn't, and you'll never look their way again. The bad part about it, collectors, is that we've healed. See, we've healed before we got into bed with somebody else. See, they like rebounds and stuff. Collective, we ain't got time for that. We don't have time to be dragging relationship residue from one bed to the next, from one couch to the next, from one lunch to the next. You understand? So we kind of heal in between so that we don't have any hiccups, you know. And this is the thing, when people see that you're getting closer and closer to who you might want to be with, that's when they start trying to knock on your door, send you little love letters, you know, make undying confessions of what unrequited love. You know, I always liked you. You know, I always knew, and I always avoided your ass too. You understand? Please stay away from people who have liked you for a long time but never told you. That means this person had enough time to study you, had enough time to say something to you, yet sat there because they were trying to leverage you at some point. Okay? Yeah. That's crazy that you've liked me for 5 to 10 years, yet every time you see me, you play these little stupid mind games and you test me, saying things, hoping that this is the day that you're going to say whatever it is you think you're going to say. But this is the thing, you study long and you study wrong. And like I said, it becomes a bit creepy because now, why haven't you taken the chance? And what are you trying to get? Stamped down. You see, when a person does that, it's because they want a sure result. They don't want to try you and not get rejected. So they keep waiting and waiting and waiting. And that type of person that has that type of patience also has enough patience to plan your goddamn murder. Because why are you so caught up on the result? I should be able to say no without fearing that you're going to take this information and use it against me, only because I'm not attracted to you and you are attracted to me. You have every right to be attracted, but I have every right to not return the favor if that's not my flavor. There are a lot of people that do not understand that. They feel as though because they like you and because in their mind they're telling themselves that they are willing to do the things for you to keep you, doesn't mean that they will. And furthermore, it doesn't mean that you want them to. Now, this is another trap that people get themselves into. You allow people to do things for you, knowing that you're not really attracted to them. And then you get upset when the person is upset about their investment into you. This is why it is very important to make things clear. Ask about intentions. If a person gets upset with you because you're asking where we're going and you're basically stating your intentions, you know, we're not going to bed. You know, it doesn't matter how much money you spend on the first date. That was your choice. You're not going to get me obligated to anything. And being able to check off all the boxes on a piece of paper does not make you automatically eligible for a certain genre of man or woman. Your accolades mean nothing to God and the collective. Who are you? Are you a good person? Can I depend on you? Can I trust you with my heart, soul, and mind? Can I trust you around my freaking toothbrush Will you steal my underwears if I should leave you in the room? Will you poke holes in a condom? Those are the things that matter the most, okay? So be aware that there are distractions. We are in the fourth quarter for our kingdom spouses, and there are people that are going to be trying to pretend to be everything that you need, all while preparing to be everything that you don't want. Okay, so pay attention. We have panty men and poker women. The poker women are weird. Oh my god, it's like, oh my goodness, they do everything. So after yesterday's reading, one of the flying monkeys did land on my porch. The crazy part about it is this person doesn't even know that they were the basically they helped bring their parent into demise. They sucked the life out of their parent via generational curse, via the patriarchal side of that family. See, this person doesn't even understand that at their young age they look like shit on a stick. Okay, this child can't be any more than 21, 22. And based on what I saw the godfather look like and what I saw that child look like, they are in one agreement. They are harvesting female energies, okay? They are harvesting female energies and they're looking very dry for it. All over materialistic things. This is the thing. One, this person, I haven't seen them in quite some time. When I see them in passing. Last time I saw them, they were actually in a car riding shotgun with one of the other gang stalker little stud people riding through the neighborhood. So that was one of the reasons why I cut them off, because the company that they were keeping was really dark and not on a good standing. See, I have no problem with the LGBTQ thing. It's just that I know when things have turned bad, okay? I know when things have turned toxic. And I talked to this chick when she first decided that, she was going to be all out there. She came to me and she said that the girl that she deals with, the brother wants to beat on her. And I had to have that hard talk with her, because this is what you don't understand. When you start doing things for validation, when you start doing things because you want to fit in with the clique. Now, I understand if you feel as though you're different and you have an attraction to the same sex. I understand that part. It's just that when you turn that into your whole entire make, your whole entire being is, I'm that. That's when I have a problem, because you're going to offend everyone, even people in your own clique, because you're using it as cosplay. You're using it as your crutch. You're using it as an excuse. You're using it for everything else but to get yourself together. Okay? For instance, you say that this girl's brother wants to hurt you. Well, you got to think about it like this. You're in three different lanes at the same time. One, you're a female. First and foremost, you're a female. So, one, you've taken yourself off of the market for him. And you're not an ugly female. Well, she wasn't at first, but now that she's starting to step into the darkness, you can tell. So, but the thing is, I told her, one, you took yourself off the market as a female, an available female for him. Men don't like that. Two, you're dating his sister, which means that there are two women taken off the market for men. They don't like that. Three, you can mess with girls that he would mess with. He don't like that. Four, you can change your mind at any given time. Stop messing with females and start turning back to males, and he'll know that one of his friends or one of his cohorts has a female who can take females, who is a female, who's a female that's not available to him. Men always want shit they cannot have. So she has built up a lot of things against herself. On top of that, passing on some type of generational curses. I'm not saying her being a part of the alphabet crew is the generational curse, but what I'm saying is, if it's not getting her any further, if it's not furthering her bloodline, if it's not a positive uplift to her, and it's putting her in a bad situation, then she needs to think about that, because her complexion is saying very much of the evidence. Okay, so Like I said, when I seen the stepfather, the godfather, I saw the godfather. He's about my age, and for him to look the way he looks, you can tell that he's definitely sold his soul or a couple of souls in exchange for some money because he looks horrible. And we know that all that work ain't getting done, right? Good. So, like I said, and then it's crazy because the fly monkey doesn't even understand that that's exactly what happened to her mother. The people, she hasn't looked at the people that her mother has been around and realized why her mother is the one who's losing the life force and everybody else around her is living the life that they would like to live. They may not be living the best life, but they're living better than her. I remember trying to rescue someone who I called my friend, and I did call my sister from that situation. I even physically moved her and helped her pay her room and board so that she wouldn't go back. The person, the warlock that had a hold of her heart, her mind, and her soul, would go call her jobs until she lost it. He moved her back. He kept getting her pregnant, and eventually she ended up giving up. That is the plan that they have for a lot of us divine feminines and us divine the divine masculine. They have that plan for you. Keep getting pregnant, keep having you locked up, keep putting you in situations where you have to fight, where you have to struggle, keep putting you in situations where there's no other choice but to hit the block. They don't want you to have a regular job because they can't call and control you. They can't call your PO. They can't turn you in. They can't, snitch on you. They can't hold leverage over you. So they don't really want you to make any legal money. They would rather you be out on the block. For some of these people are on public assistance and they're finagling the system, and that is their leverage. And then you get you to start messing with somebody in one of these said systems. Now everybody's looped in. Have I made myself clear? The insinuation of violence would not deter me because I work for the Lord, my Savior. He tells me to get on and tell you these things because, like I said, we're in the fourth quarter. And I work for the light side. I don't put my hands in any darkness, so I'm here to drag the ones who really want to come out of the darkness out. The ones who want to stay, they gotta stay. I can't touch you. I can't help you. I can't extend no hand. And this is what the dark worker had to understand. When they came, they made the posture as if they wanted to be hugged. And I was like, no, I can't touch you. I can't even make no contact with you. One, you're not going to touch me with that dirty spirit. You're not going to make it jump off and be on to me. You're not going to sabotage my aura. I can't let you in. And this is what you have to understand, collective. There are people who you've seen raised up from infants that are strangers to you. They are people that will be strangers to God. When they go in front of the pearly gates, they will be turned away. Because they did not know they did not know him when they wanted gas. They did not know him when they wanted food. They did not know him when they wanted status. They did not know him when they wanted a job. Anybody kept a job that they didn't enjoy, they didn't include God in, they didn't pray to God about? No, they don't. They usually end up separated for it. They get a chance to experience it. They get a few paychecks. They might even get a time to file taxes. But after God shows you what you can do on the positive side and you still turn your back and keep returning back to the places that do not serve you in the long run, he's going to take all that away from you. See, he is so merciful that he allows you to see the better options for you. But because you tell yourself you got to be better than this, you got to be better than that, you got to be part of the crew, you got to be tough, you got to be too cool for school. This is what you chose. God wasn't in that. He wasn't in that. He don't bless no mess. And this is what y'all don't understand when you're out here shaking hands and having all of these conversations that don't include bringing the people up, but tearing the people down so that you could feel good for another 5, 10 minutes, 10 days. Because it don't last long. That high don't last long. And when you start manipulating things like that, you got to keep doing it. Especially when you go in with people who are benefited from it. How dare you try to stop? Have you ever seen a dope boy girlfriend allow him to get off the block? Hell no, she ain't used to working no 2 weeks. Not no 3 weeks. Not no month. She ain't waiting that long for no money. She need that money now. What the hell she doing with it? We don't know. But this is the thing that you like. You think that's cute? The faster you make it, the faster you lose it. You gotta have a lawyer. You gotta pay off the cop, the judge. You gotta pay off the lawyer. You got to pay off the witnesses. You got to pay off your homeboys. You got to pay off the girl that you pillow talk with. You're going to do the whole world that way? It's going to catch up with you. Like I said, I'm a truth teller. I don't just tell the truth because I want you to come here. I want you to come here. I tell the truth because this is what's required of me. Remember, prior to this, I wasn't talking to y'all. I wasn't looking for y'all. I wasn't checking for y'all. I'm still not. Y'all on my page. I ain't on y'all's. Ask the PI. Ask the investigator. They'll tell you. She don't visit your shit. She don't look at you. She don't travel toward you. But she wake up every day with the grace of God and a message that's about you. Because you like to be in the energy. You like to think. You like to think, but you ain't thinking about nothing worth going about. Y'all write down people's name and visit people's pages and come up with all sorts of things, but you haven't come up with the next idea. You haven't come up with a sandwich, a nice sandwich for your own damn children. You know more about your enemies than you know about your house. There's an issue. Because that same neglect that you are meting out to your family, that you meting out to your house, that's part of your curse. So while you so busy trying to tear down somebody else's house, did you get that spider out the corner? Did you take out the trash? Did you wash the dishes? Have you even washed your ass? What did you do for yourself and your family? Because 9 times out of 10, there's a child right there trying to figure out what you're doing when they need some playtime. They need your attention. They need you to get something out of the fridge. They need you to get something off the counter. They need you to make up their bed. They need you to wash some clothes. They need you to set an example. Your children are watching you be nosy and messy and comparing. They're watching you be catty. They're watching you call people. They're watching you be lazy. You know, some of y'all sons, the reason why they don't never want to grow up and be like you is that they like, daddy got titties in his stomach. Daddy look pregnant. Daddy look like he breastfeed, but daddy ain't valuable to nobody. Daddy like women shaped just like him, but backwards. They put their stomach on the back instead of their front. Some of your children have given up on looking at y'all a long time ago. Now they want to be like the stars, not knowing what the stars had to deal with. And y'all set them up like that because if you're not a role model, who the freak else is? The people on the phone, the people on the TV, the people on YouTube. You watching them. You copying them. So of course they're going to do that. You watching baddies, you watching Real Housewives. Nobody say you can't have adult entertainment, but your kids are watching you. Some of y'all even got your damn dogs trifling like y'all. We just trying to get it all together. We just want y'all to get the simple part right before y'all trying to get all complex. Because I swear to God, if I step in another damn pile of poop, because all y'all want to be, I'm a dog mom. You wasn't a real good mom to the humans. Now you a dog mom. Pick up that shit. Y'all barely picking up diapers. Now y'all want to pick up one. Now y'all want dogs, and y'all don't want to pick up that either. Anything that makes you seem a little less ghetto, but you ghetto. Let's talk about it. It's not really the zip code that makes you ghetto. It's your code that makes you ghetto. It's the things that you don't do that you can do. It's the things that you walk completely by and make other things important that has nothing to do with positivity, has nothing to do with growth, has nothing to do with learning. I've been looking at these people trash receptacle on the damn corner for 2 weeks. You think I'm gonna move it? Hell no. Why? Because it's not my thing to do. It's not my responsibility. I don't know what y'all might have rubbed on it because there's got to be a reason why y'all not touching it. And another thing, If you got people going in and out your house, men and women, why don't nobody take y'all trash can back in front of y'all house? Is it to prove y'all trifling? I mean, I know y'all trying to cause chaos in my way, but I don't get bothered by that much by people who want to be important that ain't. You understand? So whatever you trying, okay, you just basically proving how childish adults can be, no matter how old. You're proving that we're still kids having kids. Some of y'all haven't really climaxed past the cafeteria. You know, some of y'all the weirdos that sit there with the lunch tray dumping the same shit and mixing shit in the same. That's how some of y'all cook. That's how some of y'all feed y'all families, just dumping shit, experimenting on them. Cause you haven't taken the time to do. Some of y'all know how to do y'all hair better than y'all can make some oodles and noodles. Tell me why the fuck that's wrong. I'm just trying to understand what's going on here, what's important versus what's not. Because it seems like the priority is kind of jacked up. It is. It is kind of jacked up. There are people who would rather look like they are Christians. There are people that would rather look like they are Muslim. There are people that would rather look like they are upstanding people because the dress, the cosplay makes you seem honorable, but what you're doing in the interim behind closed doors is very much not the same. Very much hypocritical. Very much harmful. Yet you want everybody on your side. This is why I don't claim Christian. I don't even say it because I've seen it represented bad in so many ways. I only know God. I don't claim none of that stuff y'all got going on. I only know God. That doesn't make me perfect. That doesn't make me a Miss Goody Two Shoes because, hey, I fell short too. But the thing about it is, I get back up and I don't be ashamed of my stuff. A lot of y'all that ran around lying on me couldn't bear me telling the truth on y'all. That's why I could live through y'all lies. Where is it? Where is the proof? Some of y'all tried to be real slick and try to mix something with something and come up with another thing. Regardless of what, I'm still me. Are you alright being you? Can you talk about you as long as you talk about me? Huh? I mean, if you can spend a half an hour talking about me, surely you can find an hour to find something interesting about you. Can you? Can you? Will it be the truth? Can you live through it? Can you handle it? I done had to live through somebody trying to put my body on the on the network. And that's okay because that's an old body. I got a new body and I didn't have to pay for it. No, I'm not Scotty, okay? I didn't have to go under any surgery. The only surgery I need was God's blessing and allow y'all to get out of my face so that my cortisol levels can even out. And that's the difference. Doing the work. Living the way you're supposed to. No, not perfectly. Drinking your water, minding your business. Ain't that perfect, but it don't hurt. So somebody's doing a sweetening spell. Use your heart and not your mind. Somebody would rather you be wide open of the nose, but they don't understand. Like I keep telling you, this new spouse, this kingdom spouse that's coming into you, is going to be more logical than anything. You're going to have to use your discernment because, like I said, they're trying to intercept you with a fake kingdom spouse. That means they're going to send in a woman that looks like she has all of it together. And she might even have some residue left from the last relationship. But trust you me, they're going to be trying to rush you to lock you in because you're going to find out within a month or so that this person faked you. This person love bombed you. They got you locked in. And 9 times out of 10, if they don't ghost you, they're going to put you in some type of financial detriment. So be careful of signing contracts, leases, getting someone pregnant, co-signing cars, co-signing anything like that. A person who's already whole isn't trying to come in and just merge like that. Not unless I can't even explain that part, because that's a kingdom spouse part. And you know, we got these karmics trying to figure out how to get in between us. So I'm going to leave that right there. If you know, you know, it's going to be a logical thing. And you want to make sure that you're getting a whole person, not a fragmented person. Now, for a select few, you will be getting married within a week or two of meeting each other, because it's not going to make any sense to give that space to anybody else. Now, that's for a select few. I'm thinking maybe about 4 to 5 couples, and this is internationally. There are a few people that are going to get married within a week or two of meeting each other. That does not mean that you let down your guard. That does not mean that you start, you just might get married. You just might just be into that. But what I'm saying is, you want to take your time when it gets to the financial part, doing all that. Make sure there's some type of prenup. I think going forward, we all should put our intentions and everything down onto paper going forward. I think that would be a smart thing going forward, is to have prenups, have contracts that everybody signs, because it's dangerous out here in these streets. And even though a contract isn't 100% ironclad, no matter what lawyer, whoever you get to hook up the verbiage, it's not 100%, okay? Because people break rules all the time. The thing is, a contract would at least give you something to fall soft on, something to at least narrate the thing with, okay? And the minute you start seeing the verbiage not match with the actions, that's when you could reset your intentions, revisit the contract, or basically dilute it. Just get it away, okay? So going forward, I think it's best to be as detailed as possible going forward. That actually was a part that was in Demolition Man, where everything basically had to be written down, signed, and approved. Like even having a baby, you and the spouse have to actually do genetic testing. I think that is nice. I think that would be nice, just to make sure you know what you're getting, because there are so many people who will get with you, get in your bloodline, and they not telling you, yeah, my cousin Eddie, his eye hangs to the left and to the right sometime. All of us was born with 6 fingers. You don't find that out until you like, hold up, why my baby look a little weird? And they like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, we hold up. So I think that it would be best going forward to not only do prenups, but definitely get DNA genetic testings to see if there are any degenerative diseases, if there are any generational diseases, some things that are in your DNA, whether it be cancer, the pressures, the blood pressure, the sugars, the any of those things, brain tumors, heart murmurs, any deformities, things of that nature. I think those are things that we really should be looking at, because even though we can't play God and we can't be 100% sure how a person will come out at the end of the day, God is in control. The thing about it is, you just want to narrow down your options, okay? Because there is only one for one, and as many times as people have mixed up in this big old world, you got to make sure that there are not too many blood crossings. A lot of incest happened in the last years, the last 20-30 years. It happened because people don't control impulses. It happened because of access. It happened because of trust, because of lack of trust. It happened because of lack of education. It happened because of lack of protection. It happened because fathers are not in the homes. It happened because mothers would rather not. It happens because of all of these factors. So incest is something that has definitely wrecked a lot of our generations, because things were taken, purity was taken, innocence was taken, PTSD. There was a lot of kids left confused because of unwarranted affections from people in their family that they knew and they were trained not to think of in that way, but it still happened. And then the betrayal of being denied that truth, while the person who attacked you is being allowed freedom and being allowed to move without a conscience, so there's a lot going on with that. And there's a lot of men and women who are suffering, and they're suffering in the reverse. Instead of them not turning to the person that did that to them, they're turning into them people rapidly. It's like a dog eat dog world. They cannot wait to turn into the person who did that to them. So while all that is being dealt with and evened out as we speak, like, I'm not even going to front. I'm not looking forward to seeing a lot of big bellies right now, because we haven't protected the kids that are already here. So until you start putting the kids that are already here first, it's like, and my congratulations to those who are ecstatic about it and they feel as though they have a good support system. But in all reality, things aren't safe for the adults. And there are adults that get scared of other adults and allow adults to do things to their kids because they don't want them to do it to them. You understand? So until we can 100% start protecting ourselves as adults and then start protecting the kids, like, keep bringing vulnerable humans into this life, not knowing what they're going to experience, it just doesn't seem very intelligent to me. Not unless you have what it takes and you have the protection, you have the parameters, you have everything in place for them. Because, like I said, if we get kingdom spouses, we have kingdom children, and that's what God really wants. He wants us to make the kids again. He wants us to procreate. He wants us to do things in the earth that really build us up. But we can't until we learn to stop destroying what is already in existence. And that's going to be a hard lesson for a lot of people. Some people have started getting money to destroy other people. Even though you don't know it, we know it. We see it. The reason why the murder rates are going down in all the damn cities is because people are still dying. They're just not getting murdered. People have figured out that they could do magic. They could cast spells. They can use intentions to get people out of there instead of get caught. No face, no case. You understand? So it's not that the death rate is going down. The murder rate is going down. And they're using those statistics. They're using that vocabulary. And this is why they can say, oh, yeah, we are having our year's lowest rate. But if you turn it around and you listening to all of these damn ambulances every 5 minutes, you know that the shit is different. We're in a different space right now. People not just walking up, stabbing and shooting nowadays. They're not, because they done got caught before, and a lot of their dynamics are already in the system, so they're trying to work smarter, not harder. So yes, we do have mayors across the way just saying, oh, we getting lower rates, we're getting lower rates of this and lower rates of that. In some cases they are, but some of that stuff is backfiring and still sending people into those loops. Now we're starting to see more freak accidents, more miscarriage, more car accidents, more heart attacks, a rise in, plaguish type things, STDs, autoimmune diseases, autism. Those are generational curses, and those are things that people put on you when they're trying to get you out of the way, when they're trying to deem you unvaluable, when they're trying to devalue you, when they're trying to make people just throw you to the wayside. Oh, that's just them. They a hoe. Oh, that's just them. They got the bug. Oh, that's just them. They autistic. Oh, that's just them. They crazy. Oh, that's just them. They homeless. Oh, that's just them. But that's just them was at some point your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your cousin. Oh, that's just them. See, if they can desensitize you enough, you'll look down at people. You'll look down at people for no God-given reason other than what they were described as. This is why God wants you to stop looking at titles. Some of y'all stepping over homeless people that can change your life. Some of y'all talking trash to somebody who came to save you from yourself. Some of y'all walk into death traps after you done walked out of safety. You ever had somebody say, oh, give me a minute, give me a minute. And they want to do something for you, but somebody pull up and you like, oh, I don't want to miss that ride. I like that car. I like that watch. I like that show. I like them bundles. I like that. You got to go with them because they seem to have the sauce. You go with them down the road, y'all have a car flip out, an accident, the tire pop, they get robbed, there's a shootout. And all you needed to do was wait for a few more seconds. They was going to give you something that probably would have extended your life for 20 more years, or just staying there would have extended your life for 20 more years. But you had to jump in that car because they had something going on, and they was ready to pull off, and you didn't want to miss that moment. Now you missing every moment for the rest of your life. Or now you can't walk because you paralyzed from the waist down. Now you got to watch everybody else. There are consequences to a lot of the things that we doing in the universe. It's sad that the good die young. Usually because somebody pushed them in the way of their fate. Switched destinies with them and set them up. But those are the stories that people don't want you to know. People don't want you to know that they actually kind of knew what they did to their homeboy. They knew that it was for them, but they put them in place instead. There are a lot of people that'll set you up quick, fast, and in a hurry for a quick dollar. A lot of these young kids not trying to live long. They just trying to get rich. They already made a pact. We just gonna get rich, yo. We ain't worried about that. They throwing caution to the wind. They're very desensitized. And this is why they need real adults. They need real role models. They need real people to show them how to preserve life, and that life is not to be thrown away. They like, man, I ain't trying to live that long. What you mean? That is the ultimate goal. That is the wealth. That is the abundance, to live long enough to help somebody else live long. We trying to get our years back. Remember, they used to live for 1,000 years forward. They used to live 900, 800. Now we got people really not tapping out of 25. We got people not reaching 30. All because they want to get rich or die trying. They want the best bundles. They want the trips to Dubai. They want to be in all the clubs. They want to drink all the drinks. They want $300 tables and $400 bottles. They want red bottom shoes. You walking in a bloody path, not knowing what the symbolism is. Somebody likes the nightlife. They like the nightlife. They like the boogie. Oh, yeah. Somebody is a dancing queen. Somebody is a dancing queen, but only at night. Only at night do they dare to toe the line of flexibility. See, there are some old school players who never got a chance to experiment quite so nice because everybody always picked on them. Maybe their pants were a little too tight. Maybe they answered people a little bit too soft. Maybe they weren't the gangster that they try to pretend that they are now. There are quite a few old school players with the biggest pinky rings and the longest pinky nail, and they got you thinking that that nail is about putting it up their nose. Sometimes that nail is about the way the garbage disposal reset button is placed. Don't let that go over your head. I really think that a LGBTQ man inspired the way a garbage disposal's reset button is set up. Because why is it like that? Yeah, so, yeah, there's an old school player who people imagine him being a pimp because the way he walk, the way he have his hands, the way he do his rings and stuff. But this old school pimp player might have all the women coming around him and he likes it like that. But honestly, this old school player like young teenage me. They like little boys. They like them 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. About 22, he looking at one of your other homeboys. He's really not trying to be with nobody that old. So there's an old school player that's really out of order, and people think he's slick. He the plug too. He put you into a lot of things, but he into a lot of things. He don't outright disrespect no woman either. He really gets you. He disrespectful in a way, but he not real outlandish with it. Just know that he think he is all that, and he keep it real quiet, because if he was to talk, you would understand that this man got a twinkle in his eye. So he don't really do eye contact like that. You know, he real smooth, you know. Yeah, alright, okay, alright. And he fixes clothes a lot. But he looking at all the little boys in the neighborhood. And these are the things you gotta watch out for. The way he look, little boys will gravitate to him. Oh, that man a pimp. I gotta find out what Big Daddy doing. I gotta sit by him. Next thing you know, they sitting and they getting drinking, and he done slipped some Spanish fly or something in one of them little boys' drinks. And your little boy gone forever. Coming in talking shit to you, keeping secrets, all because they got this old player in his head. And 9 times out of 10, the old player don't even really like women at all, but he knows that they are the prettiest prop you could ever have in your life. And because he's misogynistic, and because he don't really like women, you get the gist. You get the frequency, whether he says it to you directly or not. Because he's not holding no woman above your company. When you come, he gonna buy you some tennis shoes, buy you some drink. You gonna sit there and ain't nothing in your dumbass little head telling you that this man ain't your father, this man ain't your brother, this man ain't your family member. Why is he so invested in you? Everything in this world ain't free. You don't know what you're gonna have to pay with. You can pay with your soul, you can pay with your family member, you can pay with your body. You keep aligning yourself with these quick players, with these slewfoot hustlers. Keep on. Like I said, somebody's climax, some people's climax did not get out of that cafeteria. Some people's whole thing is about, oh, can I sit with y'all? Can you slide over? Let me get in on that bench. See, I was always one that didn't want to slide in. This is the thing when you're a little different. Me, I always need elbow room. I like space. So a lot of times when they would try to interject me into their big old table where there's barely no room. Oh, you can sit with us. Oh, you can't sit with us. Made me no difference. I want to sit with you anyway. 9 times out of 10, I'm not sitting there that long. I might want to visit a few tables and see what's going on, but I don't want to stay or sit. Like I said, there's always that kid mixing a bunch of crap at the end of the table. Why are you putting your milk with your juice, you idiot? And why are you putting it in the mashed potatoes? There's always that one kid. There's always the stupid jocks that want to spoon fight. We still got them out in the street. They out here shooting craps. They out here doing a bunch of stuff, wasting time and resources because they don't really want to go report nowhere. So they done made all these other things to make money with, i.e. the gambling, i.e. the dice, i.e. the just out here wasting time, waiting on a lick, waiting on a game. Like, there's a lot of people just sitting out here. And a lot of people, you sit with them and you ask them what they did all their life. A lot of them don't have 401ks. A lot of them never did anything to add to any retirement. A lot of them didn't even get a job. Yet they out there every day as if they were assigned. Somebody's taking advantage of that. And because they get a couple dollars to last a few more days or a few more minutes, they're okay with bare minimum themselves. And the crazy part about it is they will live their life that whole entire time and then have a nerve to see you and say that you don't deserve it. Not knowing you've been clocking in. You've been working. You've been doing everything you're supposed to do to make sure you don't have to sit there and look like them. But they will get it in one instant, see you in one instant and decide that you shouldn't have that. Not because you did anything wrong with them, it's because they don't want to work hard. They don't want to do none of the stuff that you're doing, but they want the reward from it. Them same people will plot to try to rob you because they don't want to go to work. And these are some of the older folks that's sitting there every day in your face. Oh, what's up, young blood? How you doing? I don't speak no more because I'm trying to figure out why you want me to speak to you. You're not teaching anything. You're not role modeling anything. You're not showing me. You're not pushing me. You're no inspiration. It's my choice if I want to speak. Just like it's your choice if you want to work. We shouldn't confuse the two. There are some people that need a reality check. There are some people that never left the cafeteria. They're so busy trying to sit with people that they can't sit with themselves. They can't find their own table. This is the thing. When you realize that there are people that only came in this world to click up with other people because they can't get nowhere by their own strength, you understand how different you are, collective. The world needs you as the salt of this earth because there are a lot of people that won't get the mineral. There's a lot of people that won't catch the vitamin. There's a lot of people that won't be the antioxidants. They won't fight against the germ that is the laziness, the germ that is the disease, the germ that is the carnality, the germ that is the blood guilt, the germ that is the Jezebel, the germs. Collective. We are the medicine. We are the healers. And we can't get caught up in the world so much as we start declining. Because how can we heal if we've decided to step into the poison of the world? This is why it's very, very, very important for us to not be a part of the world. We are in the world, but not a part of the world. And we have to keep operating in our authenticity. So what they say we're weird. So what they say we're goody two shoes. So what they don't understand our presence irritates their demons. Okay, why you got demons? You think it's cute to keep saying you irritate my demons as opposed to saying why you got demons anyway? Why are you possessed? Why does me minding my business irritate you so much? Why does me not speaking Ebonics piss you off? Why is me having edges bother you so much? Why is me washing my tail and taking care of myself and taking care of my environment pissing you off? Is it because you can't compare yourself to it? Why? Why is that? Why is somebody's good making you feel bad? Is it because you don't want to put in that type of effort and it pisses you off that nobody put that type of effort into you? How about you take all that energy and just start? Put one foot in front of the other and start. E, F, F, O, R, T. And there you go. A whole word. Once you get that, you can get to the next few words and you can possibly come up with a sentence. The funniest thing I heard somebody say around me, oh, they got me activated. They got me activated. Bitch, why you got a button on you? What's wrong? And certainly if you could get activated, you could be deactivated. See, some of you speak some silly shit into your life because you think it sounds slick. But to a person who has enough sense to be quiet and listen to you, they know that you sound stupid. But you say it so fast that it sounds like a bar to you, but I come from Kool Moe Dee and all them people who actually made sense when they was rapping. So when you trying to be slick, you sound retarded. You sound remedial. You just made it rhyme a little bit, but it still makes no sense because your comprehension is lacking. See, we know why y'all apply for college now. That's just to get the money because y'all don't go to school. Wasting the tax folks' money, acting like you going to go. No, you just spending it so that you could get next to another person who don't even want you to have no education. Because if you get too smart, hooker, you might start feeling the type of way. Then you might get into another rack. And there are some people that don't want you to do that. See, a lot of y'all got some game. A lot of y'all think y'all slick. But in the end, the only person that y'all done slicked out of a future is yourself. And this is why You got to be more than just a pretty face. You got to be more than just a big belt. You got to be more than just some bubble shoes. You got to be more. You have to be more. You don't have to be that person. You don't have to be another race. You don't have to be another person. You just have to see who you are and be more of that. But y'all so busy looking on other people's paper, you can't pass your own test. This ain't the classroom that you think it is. This is the classroom of life. Yes, I come from the school of hard knocks. I've been knocked around and I done passed my test. I done made sure I got 100. Even when the teacher passed me a 72, I said, nope, I'm going to go back and learn the rest of the lesson. I'll be back. I'll be back. And after I got myself knocked around, I said, oh, I can answer that with no problem, no sweat. We ain't even got to write nothing. See, some people don't like you because you actually lived your life. You actually went through your lessons. You didn't run from it. You didn't shirk from it. They would like to tell people that because you wasn't sitting there with them. They would like to tell people that every time you rolled out, you went to go do some bull crap. A lot of times you went to work. You went to go take care of your kids. You went to go wash some laundry. You went to go do some marketing. You went to go chop some vegetables. You went to go do your lawn. You went to go make sure you were okay. Even if you went to go get your feet done, you stand on them feet. So you deserve that. There are a lot of people that got mad with you when you started reaping the rewards of the life that you actually invested into. And they told themselves they were going to tear you down because they didn't do nothing but sit on the block all day, sit on the steps all day, sit in the alley all day, sit on somebody's bed. You got up, took a shower, put on all your best stuff to go sit on your homegirl bed and call a bunch of dudes to go sit on their bed and come up with who knows what. Yet you're going to tear down the person who got up, got their kid up out, went to work, did this, did that, managed to do a few errands for their mother, for a few errands for their neighbor, and came back and you going to say, that's a boring house. She ain't got no man. She ain't got no motion. She ain't got the best bundles. Oh, well, everybody can't run around looking like a Bratz doll all day when they getting the money. See, I would rather be the one who can buy the Bratz doll than look like the Bratz doll, because at any given time, I can pay for the same things for myself. That's the difference between a consumer and a builder, a grower, an entrepreneur. Just because you can consume it doesn't mean that you should. Most of the people that actually make it in this life, they don't buy half the things that you guys buy. And that lends to the broke mentality. Some people love going to the corner store as opposed to going to the market, not knowing that they're robbing themselves. You want to go to all the fancy boutiques? Well, some people would rather go to Ross. Some people would rather go to Walmart. They're still going to look good in their clothes. They're not going to spend as much. But you like a label, and the labels don't even like your ass. Most of the labels that you like don't even want you in their clothes, but you so pressed. You searching for brands that ain't searching for you. I remember this girl came up to me. She was like, yeah, this dress like 2,500. No. She said this dress like 2,500. I mean, that was a flex to her, but it wasn't a flex to me because I work every day. You see, when you work and you pay taxes and you take care of your kids and you actually got to spend your own money when you go to the market, not a food stamp, you actually got to pay. You see life a bit different. You understand the power of your dollar. Now, somebody coming up to you with a $2,800 dress and they ain't living in at least a $28 million home or something like that, that's not a flex to me. I get it. Some people will spend that money and God bless you. But a dress? Do you know the minute you wore it, that dress came down to maybe $200-$300? My biggest flex was having a dress that cost more than that I paid less than for. That was my flex. I was happy as hell. See, I had came across this sale where there was a Gucci dress. The dress was $1,800. I ended up paying, I think, about $300 for the dress. So when she was coming up to me and bouncing around talking about, yeah, I paid $2,800 for that dress, I didn't say nothing. Not one thing. I just smiled and looked down at my dress, and my dress was low key more lit than what that dress was. But yeah, sometimes you gotta let people have it. See, my flex was getting better quality, more quality with less money. And that's what people that really like to get that money do. They find a way to get the quality without spending the money. See, a lot of y'all so busy clout chasing, y'all think paying that price put y'all in another echelon. No, somebody who's actually got it is going to see you as a dummy. They're gonna be like, damn, they seen your ass coming. You ain't gonna never have money. Every time tax season comes, I know who got your ass. Because some people are chasing clout. Some people, you can tell when some people ain't never had nothing. They be so quick to try to give everything away. Yeah, because I can spend it. That's good. Yeah, but I can save it. And I'm not going to be starting no GoFundMe's for no bullshit. I'm not going to be running around taking up a plate for every damn thing every time you look around. I'm not be calling people to have no powwow. I'm calling everybody to the house to see how much money they can contribute. But why didn't you just down the street talking about these bottles, talking about that dress, talking about them shoes? Wasn't you see what I'm saying? That shit don't age right. That shit don't age right. You just spent $500 on your hair, yet you sitting in the projects trying to get all of the dope dealers to give you $100. That shit not gonna age well. Sure, it was fine when you was in your 20s. It's a little precarious when you get in your 30s, but once you get to your 40s, everybody like, yo, shorty, what shit you really on? You haven't invested? You need to take your ass to work. You still out here trying to sell some booty? Or we gonna treat you like, yeah, because we could really be out here with the youngins like you was in the beginning. You understand? And this is what you gotta know. If you plan on preserving yourself, if you plan on aging gracefully, if you plan on not having people disrespect you in the long run, you got to be about something. I'm not saying that you're going to always escape disrespect, because there are some people that are just disrespectful no matter what you are in life. They just like that. What I'm saying is some people actually earned the disrespect through the amount of disrespect that they gathered up as they got older. Some people made sure that they kept themselves respectful through the whole time. So if they go through disrespect, the only person that's losing is the person that's trying to disrespect them. Don't let that go over your head. Some people earn their disrespect through growing up thinking that they can get over with it until they hit a certain age. Then they want to go sit down. Oh, woe is me. I done found Jesus. Absolute me from my soul. No, you was a hoe for quite a few times. You was a setup bitch. So, I mean, I understand you found that pew, but that shit is coming for you. And some people didn't do none of that. They did everything they were supposed to do. So the minute you go against them spiritually and you start raising up a smear campaign against them, you have to understand that the universe is going to come in response because, hey, you treat a trick like a trick, but that person ain't that person, so you can't treat them that way. That person been doing the Lord's work for a long damn time. Yeah, you might get through with some things, but you ain't going to get through with all the things. You keep that treatment where that treatment's supposed to go. So somebody, that shit didn't age right for somebody. Excuse me. A lot of people going to remember you telling them eat a dick in 10 years. And it ain't going to age well because you won't be able to run as fast. You can get touched. There are some people that thought in their youth they were bulletproof. There were some people that thought in their youth they could get away with everything. But as they get older, they realize that the same people that they grew up disrespecting, the same people they grew up treating like they was goofies, trying to punk everybody. They realize that they are the punk now. Cause you can't run, you can't call everybody. A lot of the people that you used to call on you, they done been rolled on. Age done set onto them. Some of them got bad knees and shoulders. They can't run. They can't get their hands dirty like that. Right. Some of that shit don't age well. So you would be well to respect some people as you get older, because you've got to live long enough to tell about it. All right, so let me get into Psalms 56 and let's get into the tarot. We've hit 105. It is now 4:33. To anybody who would like to know, it is now 4:33. Okay, let me take a hit of this nice old coffee. This is coconut caramel crunch. Oh my gosh. Mm-mm-mm. It's nothing like a good darn cup of coffee or a nice strong cup of real tea where you can actually taste the organics in it. All of this fake stuff that they keep selling when it comes to fruit, rice, all that stuff, just check your products because they trying to get us. Check your products. Things don't taste the same like they supposed to. And I don't know about you, but I do not like no lean ground beef. Give me all the fat in my ground beef. I don't know who came up with that thing, but I don't want no dry ass burger. Let me get the fat. You know, the stuff that. Give me a mama burger. Okay. 56, Psalms 56. Be merciful unto me, O God, for man would swallow me up. He fighting daily oppresseth me. Mine enemies would daily swallow me up, for they be many that fight against me, O thou most high. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. In God I will praise his word. In God I have put my trust. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me. Every day they wrest my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They gather themselves together. They hide themselves. They mark my steps when they wait for my soul. Shall they escape by iniquity? In thine anger cast down thy people, O God. Thou tellest my wanderings. Put thou my tears into thy bottle. Are they not in thy book? When I cry unto thee, then shall mine enemies turn back. This I know, for God is for me. In God will I praise his word. In the Lord will I praise his word. In God have I put my trust. I will not be afraid what man can do unto me. Thy vows are upon me, O God. I will render praises unto thee. For thou hadst delivered my soul from death. Wilt not thou deliver my feet from falling, that I may walk before God in the light of the living? Amen. Selah, so let it be. Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right. So basically, our scripture is basically letting us know that they coming against us every day. We're in the fourth quarter. Be aware that your kingdom spouse is trying to come in. It's just not going to happen the way that you think. It's going to start as a plutonic thing before it actually gets into the romance. Okay, so be mindful. It's going to be logical. Someone wants you to put your heart above your head where you know that is not what's going to happen. That's going to put you in a precarious situation if you just lead with your heart, okay? So be mindful, keep your wits about you. Take account. Weigh the pros and the cons. Hear what the person's saying. Research. Research the person. Look up. Don't take anyone else's opinion over your own. And here's the thing. There are some people that are going to be against your kingdom spouse. So it's going to be pivotal that you listen with your ears and your eyes. Okay? You're going to have to really use your own discernment. There are people that are going to be jealous of your kingdom spouse because your spouse is going to look better than theirs. So they're going to try to turn you away from them. Oh, that's a hoe. You could tell that person got more emotion. You can't. Just by a picture, you cannot tell if a person. There are some attractive people that have been so fatigued by people coming up into their face and playing with them that they no longer want people's attention. There are some attractive people that use their attraction to just bring on anybody, and they're not discerning, so they can be a bit of a problem. So you have to be aware. There are two sides to the coin, okay? You can get a very attractive kingdom spouse, and they come off a little cold. The reason why is because They are tired of people coming up to them only because they're attractive and not being able to get past the sentence, not being able to get past the first date, always raising red flags, and wasting people's time. An attractive person gets tired. They do. Because they have to discern between the good, bad, and the ugly. There's nobody that won't come up to them, but there's a lot of people that shouldn't be. And that's why an attractive person will just after a while they be like, you know what? I'm not even concerned. I don't even want to date. I don't want you in my face. I don't want to switch numbers. And it's not because they trying to stunt on you or anything like that. It's because after you get the good, bad, and the ugly, you got someone's frog, you got Quasimodo, you got some weird chick that likes to turn out straight people coming up to you. Everybody's not just going to get your number. You just going to be looking at people like, why are you here? Who sent you? You understand? So that's that part. And then you have some people that know that they're attractive, who use it to their advantage. They set people up. They use their beauty to manipulate people. So you got to know, and you've got to use your discernment to know between the two. There's somebody who uses their beauty for manipulation. And there's somebody who's beautiful. They have a beautiful inside and out, but you've got to kind of work your way in a little bit because they're fatigued by everybody trying to play in their face. You don't understand. When a person is attractive, be it male or female, people come in trying them all the time. Some people come in thinking that they can hang and they don't like how much competition they would have to fight against. Not realizing that if that person that they're with likes them, they don't have to fight against any competition. They just have to be a good enough person to hang on to. See, people make things so complex and difficult because they've never had anything good in life. So instead of them take care of it, they just start fighting against all these outside things, never even paying attention to the person on the inside. Like, baby, why you keep arguing with everybody? Why you keep bumping into people? Why you keep, why every time I go to say hi to somebody, you make it a horrible situation? Do you know that I go home with you? Do you know that I lay with you? Do you know that we do all these things together? Why are you so concerned with all this outside influence if me and you are the main focus? And this is how people mess up really good relationships. They keep focusing on outside validation. Is this person going to say something? Why are they looking at us like that? Does our relationship seem weird? Do we look too good? Why are you so concerned with everybody else except your spouse? Why are you trying to please everyone else except... I hate the ones that try to do a song and dance for the family. Did you come to be with the family or did you come to be with me? You got to watch out for clout chasers and social climbers. Some people didn't come to be with you. They came to be in your family. They came to be in your bank account. They came to be in your house. They would love to drive your car. Some people didn't come to be with you. They came to be with everything that you got. They came to get access. And that's what you got to discern through. And once you find out that you got your person, it's going to take 3 years for you to solidify it because you remember, every time something new happens for you, Asmodeus is dispatched. He comes out because he like, all right, I'm going to poke here, I'm going to poke there because he's got to test your foundation. Yeah, it seems unfair, but shoot. If you don't pass the test, then we don't get married. Some things ain't against you, some things are for you. Now, if a person can fold that quick, like origami, then you already know. You ain't got to worry about that. We ain't got to buy no gifts, no Christmas, no holidays, no Valentine's, no comforters, no nothing. No matching nothing. But these are the things. There are some people that aren't stable. There are some people that can be easily moved. There are some people who are flaky and fickle. And you'll get to learn all that if you take your time with people instead of always trying to lay in the bed, always trying to make a bill with somebody, always trying to spend all your money. You want to spend all your rent money on a couple of dates and then try to move in because you want to guilt trip somebody because you spent all your money on them. Oh, I felt like you looked so good I couldn't afford not to spend the money on you. Well, then I think you look unattractive now because you just showed me how bad you are with money and you're not disciplined. And even though you were willing to go all out to pay me, I can't trust you because you're too impulsive. Okay, but let me come on back. Don't things that people don't pay attention to. I had a guy buy me $400 worth of Bath and Body candles. And then in the next week, he was talking about some, I ain't paid my cell phone bill. I got a couple days on my cell phone bill. I'm not helping pay his cell phone bill because what the fuck did you pay $400 for some candles for? Me or you can't eat them candles, lay in them candles, take a bath in them candles, do nothing with them candles. So why did you feel like you was going to pay $400 worth of candles and you got an $800 phone bill? And on top of that, why is your phone bill $800? That sounds like a family plan to me. Do I look stupid to you? It was nice while it lasted. Toodaloo. And in his mind, I know he felt like he was done unfairly. But think about the problem I was about to walk into. Think about that. Not only did you spend $400 on some candles, they weren't edible. You can't sustain life on just candles. Sure, it smelled nice. Sure, it could illuminate, but only 4 hours at a time. But didn't you need that cell phone? And damn, $800 is a lot for one fucking cell phone. Do I look like an idiot? That is a family fucking plan. Not only that, that is home internet. That's a lot of shit. And that's a couple months of you not paying the bill. You see where I'm going with that? So you be careful of somebody trying to splurge on you too quick. Trying to hurry up and pay your bills because they're trying to lock you into a situation. They're trying to guilt trip you. And I'd be damned if you're going to feel guilty off of something you didn't tell them to do. You have to be careful of that too. Volunteering your services, your energy and stuff, because people will quickly say, well, I didn't ask you to do that. I didn't tell you to do that. And they would be right. And this is why you have to use your discernment when you're trying to do things for people. Because just because you did it doesn't mean that they owe you anything. Just because they like you doesn't mean that you owe them a like back. Just because they spent that bread does not mean that you owe them anything at the end. This is why it's very, very, very important for you to have that conversation, because there are some people that will try to assault you after they spend all of their money on you because they told themselves that they bought access to you. So be aware of people who are only spending money to get access to you, unlimited access to you. Some people do it all in one, and some people try to breadcrumb you into the access. They just come around, handing you this, there, and that. Yeah, I had one. He would bring me a soda. Then one day he was like, I want to cook for you. And I said, okay, you can cook for me. And then after that, he was like, well, can I get a kiss? I was like, hell no, I don't want no kiss. You just cooked some fish. You're breasted. And he felt as though him doing that for me automatically, well, one, you cooked in my kitchen. Two, you used my gas and electric. So I don't owe you nothing. We sat, we ate, we congregated. We don't have to go any further than that. I'm pretty sure he got mad and told people, well, she a hoe. She used people. No, I don't. You offered me something that I like. You said you would fix it in my house. You could have fixed it at your house, but you wanted to be in my space, so you utilized my space, which was gracious to me. But I don't owe you anything beyond that. And this is how you have to watch out for people. People will try to set you up. They will try to get close to you. And I'm pretty sure that the time he spent, he was telling people, yeah, I was in there trying to do this, and I was doing that, and that. Because people will lie on you when they don't get the result that they thought that they were going to get. Especially when they told, yeah, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do this and she going to make love to me. And everybody sitting there like, yeah, you go. Whole time they ain't getting a goddamn thing. But they already put the narrative out there. And God knows that people be right there. Ooh, he just came out her house. Yeah, he done got some. Not knowing you done damn near put the nigga out. You done damn near picked him up and tossed him out. But they will sit there and lie. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I got it. Because they want to feel like the man. Do you know that there are grown folks out here pushing 70, 80 that's still lying about some cooch they ain't get, and they wondering why they getting erectile dysfunction? They wonder why they getting turned down. They wonder why they lonely, because they done got the daggone reputation of being thirsty, of lying, of embellishing. Now they really mad because don't nobody really want to talk to them. But you the one that did that. You the one that put that energy out there. It's some real delusional adults out here. So y'all be careful. The older they get, the more silly they are with these electrical devices. They go from not knowing what button to pushing every damn button to straight up being straight criminals on these daggone internets, on this social media. Wrongful use of a device. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody got that type of situation going on. They use devices wrong. You mean to tell me you finally learned how to use cell phones to just get your ass locked up? Somebody grandkids is probably sitting there like, Pop, Pop, I wish I never taught you how to use a cell phone. Mima, they should have never gave you money because you'd have got you a lace front wig and some pants to fit, and they can't tell you shit. You in all the little boys' faces, hiking it up. You want to come get some bags for me? I got some string beans. Come on, come on. You be careful. It's some goddamn old barracudas out here. They people shooting for your youth. They are shooting for your youth. Some of these old heifers don't want to age because they too busy trying to siphon all this energy. They want your youth. They like, oh, come here, bring it here. Old Earl in there ain't got hard in 10 years. You can go on in that back room. I'm going to come on slide you some biscuits. I don't know why that just made me think of Sling Blade. Oh, no. Oh, no. Is anybody know Sling Blade? They know exactly what I'm talking about. Somebody's going to find themselves in a situation. They're going to go... Look, there's an older person that's going to call themselves going to go take advantage of a younger person, and that younger person has PTSD, and that shit ain't going to go out right. It ain't going to come out right. I'm condolences now, cause you can't. Some older folk, when they get away with things and they tell themselves that nobody will. They turn into monsters, okay? Man or female. There's a child, whether it be female or male, that's not going to go for that. They got PTSD. They done been in the streets. They done lived long. They done lived harder than they needed to in a young age. And one of you old people going to go trying this child, and they going to hurt you. And you're going to have the nerve to put them in jail. But the problem is your family going, oh, they never. No, but you got some older folks in your family that's monsters. And you don't really know because you haven't really been paying attention. Or you haven't been listening to the people who they raised who don't go around them no more. There's a reason why some older people's kids no longer visit. It's a reason why certain family members don't come around. Okay? So, don't get all up on the thing at the funeral talking about they tried to give to everything they raised. No. They only raised them to look good, but in the interim of things, they were a monster in the neighborhood. They were a child predator. They took advantage and they messed up a lot of people's lives. A lot of y'all get up on that daggone altar and y'all get the line about people on there. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. I hate when they get on the news. They was such a good child. They never did nothing. Your child was hell. Your child was the devil. Yup. And you helped them. Anyway, we're going to start off in Aries. We're going to end off in Pisces. Let's get through it. 1, 2, 3 on the clock as we speak. 4:51 on the real clock. All right. Emperor, Hermit, Hanged One. The Emperor is the leader. That's a 4. The Hermit is a Virgo. That's a 9. The Hanged One is a Trine. That's a 1-2. That's a 120. Somebody has 3 elements in their chart that makes them a very strong element, okay? Be it earth, air, fire, or water. Okay, we got the Emperor here. The Emperor, there is a strong leader that's actually doing some introspection, doing some shadow work, but there's a hanged situation. Okay, Emperor, what's going on with you, mister? When stability becomes a habit, maturity and clarity follow. Aries, being a leader, showing your talents, okay? So somebody wants to show out, somebody wants to see something. Being more cautious, developing flexibility. So discernment is building, and somebody wants to step out there. Somebody wants to present themselves. Okay, we see that. Now we have the hermit here. What's going on with the hermit? That is a different, this two major arcana. Actually, it's three. It's all major arcana coming out. The hermit. Take time to contemplate over your decisions. Do not let anyone stand in your way to success. Discernment. We've been talking about that. Doing introspection work, finding inner guidance, needing social interaction, overcoming rejection. So somebody actually is researching, they're looking into things. Remember, I said study long, study wrong. So somebody wants to present somebody with an opportunity, although they are kind of getting themselves a little bit caught in that little cringe area where they're trying to determine the result. They're not just looking for the excitement of the meeting, okay? So that's where I would have them stand at. And this is the hanged one, which is the stagnation. Let's see. Something amazing happens when we surrender in just love. That's for someone specific. Something amazing happens when we surrender and just love. I remember I said head over heart, not heart over head, okay? Sacrificing something, finding new perspectives. This is definitely going to be an introspective decision. Only you know exactly what this looks like and what it's going to feel like. So somebody's definitely going to surrender to the situation. They're going to present themselves, and they're not going to attach themselves to the result as much as they're going to romanticize the journey, okay? And that's the hanged man. The hanged one is sacrificing something, finding new perspectives, letting go of resistance, finding contentment. So not only are you going to go forward, present yourself, but you're going to be okay if you get rejected. Rejection is sometimes protection, and sometimes you have to go through an initial rejection only because a person needs to know how you would react to the word no. Hopefully this doesn't go over someone's head, okay? Someone needs to let go of the result that they want and go forward towards the journey. You never know how it's going to go, okay? Even if the initial meeting goes one way, you have to attach yourself rather to the journey than the result. Things can change. All right? Hopefully this person is listening very good. Use your discernment. Like I said, there are attractive people who get approached all the time, and there are attractive people who get approached and they take advantage. Be aware. Okay? So that was the Emperor reading. 4 plus 9 plus 12. 9 plus 12 is what? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 plus 4 is 25, which is a 7 complete cycle. This is what movies and dreams are made of. Chance meetings, okay? Someone's going to have one of those types of situations that happens in like movies like Casablanca or something like that. It's going to be a love story, a love tale. It's not going to be anything as instant as Kool-Aid would be, but rather like a slow brewed tea, something like that, cold brew. It's going to have all the events and slow to the emotions. That's the best way that I can put it, okay? So all that to say, 9 plus 12 is 21 plus 4 is 25. I like counting on my fingers. It's childish, but it's accurate. Just as accurate as the abacus could be. Remember the abacus? I wonder, do they still show kids the abacus? I know certainly they do it in the Jewish community, and there might be very little other places use stuff like that. So let's get back to the tangibles, okay? I loved learning off of those things. Okay, yeah, so Aries, now we're into Taurus. Good morning, Taurus. Happy Friday. Thank God it is Friday. We got the justice coming out here. Thank God it is Friday. Remember, Friday is connected to Venus, Saturn, Lucifer's connected day. This is why we ask you to remind yourself of the good praises and the good graces of God every day, because this is a day where the spirits get a little loose at night. All right, the freaks come out at night. So Temperance, you freaky frogs, you. Okay. Justice, 11, Libra, Page of Pentacles, all earth. And then we've got the Six of Pentacles, Taurus. Okay. So somebody's either stubborn, fixated, something like that. Let's see what the number is. I'm bending down because I'm picking up cards. Okay, so we've got 6 plus 11. That is 17. That is the star. That is Aquarius energy. This is the Taurus reading. We've got Taurus, we've got Libra, and we've got all earth. We got some moon situation here. So somebody is very intuitive. Somebody is deep in their thoughts, right? About this justice, about something being made even, something being made fair. This Page of Pentacles, let me see what this is. We have a Page of Pentacles and a Six of Pentacles. After receiving justice, this sounds good. This looks good. The Page of Pentacles is saying, and we got a 6, okay? So I want to turn back to that. So the page is saying, stay grounded, loyal, and responsible. Take your chances and grab the opportunities. Without effort, you can't gain everything. So someone's going to have to put in some effort, something that I spelled out earlier during the Oracle message. Someone's going to have to put in a little bit more effort if they want some forward movement in life. They can't just be looking to the left, to the side. They can't be looking to the neighbors. They can't be looking to their friends. They're going to have to do it. There is no there is no prayer without works, okay? So you can sit there and manifest. You can sit there and ask all you want. You can sit there and say you want it, speaking it into existence. But if you don't do any work or put any effort for it, the universe is not going to respond, okay? You have to put out the signal to the universe, not just with your mouth, but with your actions. If you're not in alignment, why would they give it to you? Okay? So the Six of Pentacles comes up to say, give love and respect to others. Be generous to everyone. Sharing eases the pain and doubles the joy. Moon and Taurus. Being generous and helping others. This is what you can do. That will also add to your frequency. That will also bring in the frequency of love. What's more attractive than somebody who's not selfish, who's a bit selfless? Not saying that they are a martyr, not saying that they give up everything to everyone, but saying that they do spend time, that they do consider other people's things, and they are empathetic, okay? That is a very attractive look on you, collective. If you are that type who naturally likes to give, who feels good being a helper, then that is for you, okay? You are in alignment with the universe, because that's what the universe needs: more love, more giving, more sharing, more things to lift up the vibration. So be aware of those fakers. A lot of times you'll have a person only giving just so that they can take a picture of it, so that they can, get clout for it. Now, the people who really like to give, they don't need any recognition. They just always like to be a help to someone. And you'll see the difference, okay? So that is in Taurus, the 11 plus the 6. Somebody is a star. Somebody has star power. Not that they ask for the attention. It's just that they naturally make people gravitate toward them, because that's just the energy and the frequency that they have, okay? So the number was 11 plus 6, which is a 17, which turns into an 8. Someone is on the best side of karma they can be in. They're in Dharma. They are now reaping the rewards of the action and the energy they did put out, okay? That is Taurus, all right? Okay. And the signs here are Libra and Taurus. Lots and lots of earth, lots of stability, lots of even emotion, okay? All right. That's wonderful. Let's get into Gemini. Good morning. Good morning. Congratulations to those who are having a birthday in Virgo. We are definitely in the season of Virgo. Condolences to those who may have lost anyone in the interim of things. We do know that there have been a lot of freak accidents, a lot of people not making it out of the hospital once they get checked in. There are a lot of people who are not waking up the same way that they went to sleep. There are some people that are being exposed to some stuff, poisons, gases, blow-ups, things of that nature. Like I said, the murder rate has gone down, but the death toll is still happening, okay? King of Cups, 10 of Wands, and Judgment. Okay. The King of Cups, it's time to uplift others' spirits through your wisdom and strength, and make them learn to find a balance between head and heart. We've been talking about that all morning, right? I'm going to say it again. It is time to uplift others' spirits through your wisdom and strength and make them learn to find a balance between head and heart. That's the message that I woke up with. SWV, use your heart and not your mind. Baby, just relax and vibe. You got time, then I've got time. Okay, yeah. Somebody really wants to waste your time. They want to distract you. They want to throw you off kilter. And they definitely want to intercept you before your kingdom spouse happens to happen. They want to waste your time. They want to play around. They want to connect to you. And they want to drag you through all over the coals. Either way, they don't want your business to be established. They don't want you to stack no money. They don't want you to save. They don't want you to get the house, the home, the family that you really want. So this is what it's going to look like. Whoever comes in and doesn't add to that situation, they're going to be the one you want to get rid of. The one that's going to come in stable, make sense, logical, and you do know that there is that situation. I mean, they have you waking up out your sleep like, damn, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Don't hesitate. Don't go and get that ring. Don't worry. Go and get that ring. Assuming you've saved up. Because the collective that I'm talking about, they got their stuff in so much alignment, they're ready. Even if they don't have the ring money that month, by next month, they got that ring money. I'm talking about men and women. She got that money for a band too. You understand? So for the collective that I'm talking about, they're ready. They don't have to make people stop calling them. They don't have nobody knocking on the door randomly. They don't have that going on. They ain't got no roster. The only roster that you might even experience with a collective is people trying to spin the block because they see that it's somebody there. People hate to see you move on. That's when they really start trying to investigate. They start riding through your neighborhood, trying to find your number, trying to find your social medias. And it's crazy because that's the moment when they try to jam up your line and make a person feel like you're a player. The whole time you trying to figure out why this person even calling you. They must feel you about to move on. And that's just the way it goes. The minute somebody feels it, they can feel a disconnect in their spirit. They could be laying in the bed with somebody else and they will wake up out their sleep. They found love. He got a woman. She got a man. And they'll get the call, and I mean back to back, because you don't understand in the spirit realm, especially if people have put love spells and things of that nature or bad intentions into the world for that person. Whatever spirit or entity is on them will wake them up out their sleep like, wake up. They messing up our mission. Wake up. Wake up. And you trying to figure out, well, why they calling me back to back? All this, it's been years, months, weeks, days. They haven't thought about me. The minute you walk into some real genuine love, your phone gonna be off the hook. Your social media gonna be off the hook. People gonna come out of the woodworks who ain't never wanted to talk to you, wasn't even thinking about you. All of a sudden, you is the main course. Pay attention. People like to spin the block when they realize they won't be able to if you get past this situation. So, yeah. Head and heart. Pay attention. This is going to be fun. All right, Gemini. So we're here. We're here now, right? We started off at Aries. Now we're here. Okay, so King of Cups, Ten of Wands, Judgment. This is going to be funny. So we've already read the King of Cups. The King of Cups came out again. All right, so yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah. King of Cups, Ten of Wands, Judgment. King of Cups, new beginnings, being romantic, practicing self-love, and dealing with loss. It is time to uplift others, the head and the heart. Ten of Wands. Now, this is a heavy burden now. The Ten of Wands in Sagittarius is going to be a very heavy burden. The Ten of Wands is saying, when it comes to fulfilling your responsibilities, you are the one who would never shrink his shoulders off. It is better to share this load of responsibilities with others. Saturn and Sagittarius, dealing with responsibilities, maintaining duty and hard work, having patience and letting go. Okay. Now with this one, this heavy burden here is not so heavy as much as it is responsibility. Okay. So With you using your head over your heart, be mindful of getting too distracted and not taking care of the things you had to take care of. There's no more attraction than a person who's able to stay on task. Do you know how unattractive it is for somebody to wake up and say, "You made me oversleep"? How can I make you oversleep? What were you doing to get up before I came into the picture? Do you set an alarm? Do you have priorities? Oh, you made me lose my job. Oh, you made me do this. No, it's your job. You filled out for it. So you should be responsible enough to get the sleep that you need and set your alarm so that you can get up because it's your bills who have to pay. It's nothing more unattractive than a person who actually likes to place blame on everybody else but them, but they quick to say that they grown and that they adult. Which one is it? You cannot have both. So as you proceed to give yourself what you need, stay in order. Keep your priorities straight. This isn't a heavy burden until you start to let things slack and slide. Keep your bills paid. Be aware of what's going on. Get to your job on time. Give yourself enough time. Don't show up late everywhere. If a person knows that you are careful and you are very tentative to your life, then that should make you tentative to your spouse. See, the way we treat our life is usually the way that we treat a spouse if we love and like them. And this is how you know if your spouse even loves or like you. They're going to be just as tentative to you as they are to their life, and vice versa. You don't want a person who's just tentative on one side and let things fall by the wayside on another side. That's somebody being phony. That's somebody being fake. That's somebody that's setting themselves up for failure in the long run. And eventually, they'll resent you for watching them fail. They'll resent you for not, well, why you didn't help me? Well, why didn't you? What you mean, why I didn't help you? I can't push you to work. What do you mean, why I didn't help you? We set the alarm and you kept hitting snooze. And then they'll get upset with you because whatever they kept doing, you wasn't sitting there trying to mother them. This is another thing. Don't get stuck in a situation where a person wants you to be their parent as opposed to their spouse. Abort that mission right away. The same way that they get mad and talk shit about their parent when their parent is doing something is the same way they'll treat you. I hate that bitch. She always got something to say. You're going to be the next bitch. I hate that man. He's the devil. You're going to be the next devil, okay? So be mindful of those sort of things. Don't put yourself in a parenting dynamic with somebody you're supposed to be a spouse to. Resentment comes in very easy that way, all right? So, judgment. At all times, we can be under judgment. At no time that there is no judgment being cast. If somebody can see you, somebody is judging you. Okay? So be mindful. There's always somebody weighing your heart, especially the good Lord above. There are angels that you may be entertaining unawares. All right? So be mindful of the people that you entertain or don't entertain. You don't have to cuss a person out just because you told them no. Some people like to be nasty for no apparent reason. If somebody comes up and asks you for $1 and your answer is no and I don't have it, then let that be your answer. Just because they may look a little dirty or they might be a little persistent or you're having a bad day does not give you an excuse to take that out on people. That's not attractive, okay? So remember yourself. Remember to your temperance, your head over heart. You look good when you look calm. You look great when you are stable. You look discerning when you're able to sit back and make a clear decision. It's attractive when you take on your responsibilities and you handle your business as opposed to always trying to shirk it off on other people. Nobody wants to come in and be your spouse and your child at the same time. Those two shouldn't go together. It's a bit taboo. You are always going to be seen. You are always going to be judged. The good thing is for you to be authentic to you. Can you live with it? All right, there you go. And that has been your Gemini reading. 10 plus 20, that's 3. That is divine design. That is co-creation with the Creator and knowing that He walks with you. Yes, a parent that loves you will walk with you and get you back in line every time you feel yourself slipping. Okay? Divine intervention. All right, let's go Cancer. That was the Gemini reading. Okie dokie. Let's go. King of Knight of Cups, the Star. Oh, the Star is back out. And then we've got an Eight of Swords. We've got the Knight of Cups here. And what is the Knight saying to us today? The Knight of Cups, embrace your love and trust your partner the most. You can create your heaven if you apply yourself at this moment. Fire and water, showing charm and feeling idealistic, dealing with disappointment, connecting to intuition. All right, there's the kingdom spouse. They're coming, but they're not coming with all these things. A person that's trying to offer you something right away might be a red flag. I'm not saying that it is always, but use your discernment. But this person is coming in respectful. They're coming in calm, cool. They're not trying to love bomb you. This is just a, hey, how are you? Exchange names, not even numbers. Just the offer. Can we meet up? Will I see you again? Just a small interest, okay? There you go. And we've got the Star. Be aware of your power and your influence. How you present is how people are going to take you off a first bet. You've got to get through that initial meeting to see if you're going to meet up again. So be aware of how you present. Even if you're not dressed the best, a lot of people aren't worried about your outside as much as they should be worried about your inside. Be aware of people being materialistic and clout chasing. Some people miss out on the best people because they're too worried about what they look like or what they're dressed in, not realizing that everybody doesn't always have to put on a show. You are the star in your life. It's important that a person that meets you understands that you're a star no matter how you are, okay? So if a person is disrespecting you just because of what you got on or what you don't have at the time, that person, you need to let them keep going because they're not going to get the gift of you in the end. Eight of Swords. Surrendering yourself to an unknown entity is like letting others control you. Own your responsibility and take charge of your life in your hands. Jupiter and Gemini, finding freedom, accepting new perspectives, overcoming restrictions, releasing victim mentality. All right. So remember, I understand that a lot of us have been shell-shocked from the situations that have been presented to us in the past, okay? So going forward, it's important for you to remember those warning signs. Remember how people have come and gaslit you before. Remember how people will come in and manipulate. It is very, very, very important for you to pay attention to how people talk and how you feel and what it makes you. If you feel as though you were comfortable in that dress before that person showed up and now you feel a little bit insecure or self-conscious, then maybe that's not the person for you because we don't want you going into imposter syndrome, okay? So be aware of your feelings and how you react to others because some people are just coming to push you out of your comfort, put a little discomfort in your body so that you never feel comfortable as you, and you always are trying to jump through hoops to make them feel good, to make them stay, to make them pay you attention. Pay attention to how your energy works around other people. If you're always having to project your energy out and you're not reserving any energy for you and you seem a bit drained after interacting with this person, it might be a good time to disconnect, okay? So pay attention. You are the star. If you aren't the influence and you guys aren't influencing each other, what are we doing here? It should not be a one-way thing, okay? All right. So be aware of all that going forward, and that is your Cancer reading. 17 and 8. That would be a 25, which is a 7, which is a complete cycle. You're knowing, you're discerning, you have passed through plenty of tests, you know what you're looking for versus what you're not looking for, and you can go forward. Just be aware of people trying to control you and bind you to contracts unknown. People coming in with their expectations and you trying to meet them while letting your own fall by the wayside. Don't get to jumping through no hoops that nobody would jump through for you, okay? All right, that is your Cancer reading. The number was 25, which turns into a 7, and that is a complete cycle. You have now learned the lesson. You are ascending. Okay, come on, Leo. Good morning, good morning, good morning today. Hello, hello, hello. Hello from Good Luck Road. I'm not crazy just 'cause you say so. Ha ha ha. So someone wants to deem you crazy all because they can't deem you lazy. They can't control you. They can't turn you into an automatic drug addict. They can't turn you into a sex-crazed whore. So they don't know. They're binded to whatever words they said. They binded to whatever narrative they were trying to spin about you. And the wheel of fortune is definitely turning in your favor. You get to see your pinnacles grow as they get to see their pinnacles wither, because why'd you think that was good money to lie, big homie? Shouldn't have never gave you niggas money. You know, some people, sad to say, they weren't good with $20. Then they got $100, and then some idiot gave them a bunch of money, and they showed exactly how poor and how poverty impoverished they were in the mind. And yeah, you start to realize that you can't give piranhas money. They eat up their own kind, so it's very senseless to give them something that requires a bit of intelligence, okay? So somebody got into something and now they're deadlocked. They can't really move one way or another because they look a bit shady. It looks like they've been lying to a lot of people. They've been manipulating, and they've been trying to turn things into their favor. They've been like, look in the sky, there's a bird in the plane. And next thing you know, your chain is gone, your money is gone, your girl is gone, your man is gone. So somebody's been playing smoke and mirrors. Somebody's been doing the cloak and dagger thing. Somebody's been running around lying, saying that somebody's this way and they're not. They just don't want them to have options. They don't want nobody to be romantically interested in them, financially interested in them. They don't want them to have job opportunities. They don't even want them to have any money to put in the bank. They don't want them to be able to pay their bills, because if they can get you to be a bum in the streets, certainly the person of your caliber will pass by you, because they'll think that they're saving a bum. And they need you to look like a bum. And the craziest part about it is, even if you were a bum, the person that's really for you, your Boaz, they might be able to save you from that. They might see you and be like, you know what? I never seen this person in such a disheveled way. I've never seen this person struggle. So obviously something had to happen to make them struggle. You see, sometimes somebody's sabotage might work out in your favor. And those are the things that they never count into. They never take into mind. They never take into mind that maybe there's somebody who would take you no matter what. They're not like Sam I Am, and you're not green eggs and ham. They'll take you on a bus. They'll take you they'll take you if you cuss. They'll take you on the spot. They'll take you if you're hot. They'll take you any way that you're not. They'll take you. And this is what somebody absolutely knows. They know that if a person would actually sit down and have a real conversation with you, that they'll take you in any form or fashion that you are. The problem is they don't want anybody to talk to you. They want you to be stink breath like them. They want you to have a stench. They want anything about you to be repelling, because they know what it is that you have to offer. They know that they don't really even want to leave your side, but they be damned if someone comes in that actually will appreciate you, because you will realize that they were down dogs and dastardly. And the thing is, they don't even understand that your intelligence is already basically logged them as down dog and dastardly. And that's their problem for being delusional. I mean, why would you see them any better when they're trying to rob you, trying to destroy you, trying to mar your reputation, trying to destroy your brand? Why wouldn't you see them as the devil? Like, why wouldn't you? And the problem with them being delusional is they don't believe that you see them that way. Even though you've been acting accordingly, staying away, disconnected, gray rocking. You've been disconnecting from anyone who knows them. Anybody who even looks like they would speak to them, you don't speak to. So, yeah, the person for you would come in and actually feel your frequency and know. Especially if they're not foolish, especially if they're not low vibing, especially if they've been using their discernment and they've done their research. It's nothing to get on a person's social medias and things of that nature and look up for the answers that you want. It's just that some people would like you to go by what they said. Yeah, some people would like you to go by what they said. There's somebody right now who's basically wanting you, but would rather destroy your reputation because they don't want anybody to get to you before they get to you. Their whole thing is to Basically take away all your options so that you could lowball yourself back into some horrible company, which would be them. Somebody really weirdly is showing your picture to people, and it's going two different ways. Some of the people that they're showing your picture to, oh, they don't like you. The reason why they don't like you is not because you did anything to them, is because you look like a better option than them. You look better than them. You look like something that they can't get to. You look like something that they'd never be able to talk to. So they don't like you. And that's what that person wanted when they showed your picture. But the other people that they showed your picture to, oh, they can't wait to meet you in person. They can't wait to talk to you. They can't wait to get at you. So it's going two different ways for the person who's running around showing your picture. The problem is that if somebody actually does sit down and speak to you, they're going to see how valuable your conversation is, and they might never want to leave, just like that person never wants anybody to realize that they didn't want to leave. It's just that they didn't value you. They listened to someone else's advice and got tricked out of their spot. And eventually they listened to themselves and told themselves that they were the bee's knees, that they were all that in a bag of chips, and that you wouldn't ever have any other options. But that was also delusional, because they realized the minute that they showed their pictures and they seen some people's reaction, they seen some people's eyes narrow. They also seen some people's eyes dilate, which meant that you hit an endorphin within that person's soul, within that person's pineal gland. It's just that they couldn't say how they were responding because they knew you were on some hating shit. The thing about it is that last person who you showed that picture to and their eyes went round and they got quiet, they told themselves that they were going to do whatever it took to get into that person's presence, because how in the hell did you fumble that? How in the hell did you even get that person to pay you attention? I'm so glad that they disconnected from you. There's somebody who you tried to destroy who actually got built up by your efforts. Isn't that crazy how that double-edged sword can work? All right, so that was the Leo reading, and we're going to get out of here. Two of Swords, somebody locked themselves into a situation. They can't really go back on their words because they went about the castle walls spreading the rumors. Now they've got people on both sides, and both sides wants to basically get them out of the situation as the common denominator, because why are you stirring up so much stuff? This person could have given me access to 1, 2, 3 things. Or messing with this person and attempting to attack this person has shut me off from some things. Someone saw me in action and they didn't find it attractive what I was doing. Somebody saw me in action and they felt like if I can do that to someone I didn't know, that I might do that to them. Also, someone also decided to go in with the bad thing, and now they've got a bad reputation for just being a sucker, a person chasing clout, a go-for, a store runner. So in the same instance where some people actually got a chance to look at something that inspires them, there were some people that destroyed their lives because they listened to what you said. You were the bad influence. And some people destroyed their future listening to your advice. So someone's pentacles are growing, someone's social status is growing, someone's social media is growing, someone is going to go viral. You have pointed people in a direction in which they should go, because if you don't like them, then they shouldn't like you. And that's how they're looking at it. Like, why did you show me a picture of a positive person when I know you to be very negative? Obviously, I need to unfriend you and friend them. And that's how it goes. Somebody's garden is growing and somebody's garden is drying up. They're finding their tents empty. All right, that was the Leo reading. 2 plus 10, that's 12, plus 17. Excuse me. That's 19, which is 10 wishes, wish fulfillment. Hey. She sells seashells by the seashore. Ha ha. That's good in speech. Go now downtown, brown cow. That is for speech. That is a good speech practice. If you do not know how to pronunciate it, you don't like to pronunciate, you can do some word exercises so that you can stretch and form your word around, form your mouth around the word and say them in the best ways possible. Some people need to practice how to speak clearly. All right, we've got the 10 of Wands here. That's for Virgo, and 5 of Swords and 8 of Strength. 10, someone's October, someone's May, and someone's August. Okay, we've got 10, 5, 8. 1058, 1058, 1085. Somebody's born in 85, somebody's 58. 10, somebody's 68 too. Somebody's 68 up, and somebody could be 48 as well. Okay, we're going to go 10 down and 10 up, but we've got October. Okay, it's October. 10 of Wands in Sagittarius, 5 of Swords in Aquarius, 8 of Strength, and that's Leo. I want breakfast. I want a really good breakfast this morning. Okay, 10 plus 5 is 15 plus 8. 5 and 8 together are 13. 13 plus, that's 23. That is a 5 unexpected changes. Someone is due for some unexpected changes. 10 of Wands, that's the heavy burden that's always also carrying responsibilities. Somebody has taken on more than they can chew. They've swallow more than they can chew. Their eyes were bigger than their stomach. They can't take on everything. They're getting a bit overwhelmed. The 5 of Swords is saying, there is no doubt about you being highly ambitious, but remember not to hurt others just because you want to win. Somebody is relentless. It's like they keep attacking. Do you remember the little Transformer, the little Decepticon on the Transformers that kept attacking? They were like, and he kept, until they had to actually go ahead and zap it and take it offline because it was getting dangerous. The more it kept attacking the glass, it was breaking the glass. So someone was trying to break the glass on you, collective. Somebody was trying to infiltrate your business, infiltrate your life, infiltrate your house, infiltrate your body, infiltrate your mind. Somebody wanted to live in your skin. Oh yeah, they were going to evict you out of it, but they wanted to live in your skin. That's how creepy it was. Somebody would like to take a bath in your fluids. They would love to rub whatever body fluids you have on them just so they can feel like you for a second. Yes, it's creepy. Yes, it's weird, but it's true. Okay, and they're stuck on the loop. So they're basically cursed to keep doing this over and over again until they get the gifts or until their demise. Okay, so somebody's going to keep doing this over and over on the loop. They're stuck in the ethers. They're stuck in the madness. Illmatic, okay? Nas. Remember when on Belly how basically he was stuck in a loop. Even as close as he was getting to salvation, it was just something that kept dragging him back, kept hardening his heart. Remember when he actually was about to assassinate one of the biggest leaders, a Muslim leader? Yeah, that sort of thing. Somebody has been so relentless on trying to social climb that they have actually done some of the worst things ever. If you were to actually, this person doesn't look bad. This person actually looks something like this. They don't look like what they would do to you. But this person is an absolute monster, a beautiful monster, I would say. Whether it's a male or a female, there is somebody that is very attractive. But if you knew what they were like from the inside out, they would be the ugliest thing you've ever seen in your life. So be careful of all those things that glitter. They're not always gold, okay? Somebody happens to be with an attractive monster. If you look at the America's Most Wanted and you look at the last few criminals, majority of those criminals, they are not bad. They're easy on the eyes. But they've done some horrible things to their mothers, to their daughters. They've done some horrible things to females in general. They've done horrible things to their bunkmates. They've done horrible things to men. They've done horrible things. Some of them, a lot of them have done horrible things to boys, but boys are so good at keeping those secrets and not letting anybody know that they were offended, that they'll never get caught for a lot of the things that they did to the boys. There are a lot of boys that have been damaged by people that they hang around all the time, but because they're so prideful, they'll never tell the person that they're hanging with the person that actually did remove their innocence, okay? So somebody is damned if they do, damned if they don't. Even if they wanted to go towards salvation, they put their hands in so much dirty things that they automatically defile. Anything they touch is defiled because their spirit is so bad. They've done so much candle spells. They put so much body fluids and food. They've tried to and has a effectively poisoned a lot of people. This person has gotten down and dirty. They're not scared of no spell work. They're not scared of poisoning nobody. They're not scared of taking people out. This person has worked all their life to be on top and they still haven't, and they're not getting it. That they're doing the work of the devil. They're not doing the work of the Lord, because why are you not advancing? Why are you not at the top of the food chain? Why are you not in these offices? Why are you not famous? It's because whatever you're doing the work of the devil, and you're doing it at a low grade. Whoever this person is, they are the scum of the earth, but you can't tell it because they don't look it. They get to put on cute clothes. They get to put on a dress. They get to put in weed. They get to put on makeup. They get to put on cologne. They get to put on a belt. The only way you would know that this person is because you see them around good things, but good things don't happen to them. They're always stagnated. Yeah, they get access to money. Yeah, they get access to cars, but that's as close as it is. They might even get access to good homes, but they never own them. They get access to good cars, but they're never theirs. They get access to good things, but it's never theirs. That's how you're going to know that this person is pretty much dark on the inside, because the devil won't allow you to have anything to make you happy, because if he allows you to have something, you're not going to keep returning to him to ask him for things. So pay attention, pay attention. The people, you'll know them by their fruit. That's how you do it. You'll know them by their fruit. If they have low hanging fruit, if their fruit is dry, if they got fruit that don't keep getting juicier and bigger and more tantalizing, then you know that you've probably come into a beautiful monster. Whether it be a man or a woman, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. This is the Virgo reading. Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Leo. This is the Virgo reading. 10 plus 5 is 15 plus 8, that's 23. And that is the 5 unexpected changes. There will be a lot of things changing around them, to them, for them. Familiar changes. People will be leaving them. People will be changing up. They won't be friends with people. Oh, I'm not friends with that no more. That sort of thing. Yeah. Well, that ain't my mans. I can't mess with them. I can't mess with them like that. No, you can't mess with them like that because you can't take them down. You can't hang with them like that because you can't compare yourself to them and get something better. Okay? Then there's that. All right. Libra. Well, I was going to say Leo again. Libra. 4 of Wands, Page of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. 4 of Wands. This is about your protection. This is about your ancestors. This is about something you're doing, okay? All right. The 4 of Wands in Aries, the Page of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, we got the 4 of Wands right here. Good morning now. What's up, baby? He just came down here all nice and quiet. What a lovely boy. Your joy lies in celebrating and sharing the fruits of success with your loved ones. The best way to find peace is to uplift the spirit of people around you. Venus and Aries. Today is Friday. Venus and Aries. So be mindful of being led by your nose. Be mindful of people trying to make you think about yourself. Well, turn in on yourself and be aware of people putting discomfort in your body. It looks like you being okay until they show up, and next thing you know, you feel a need to look at yourself and reevaluate. You don't need to be around that person, okay? So be aware of your ancestor protection. They are protecting you as long as you are willing to protect yourself. Remember, God is just a phone call away. Page of Swords. You want some fruit? We got some grapes. Page of Swords. Let me get these grapes, because these grapes was really nice and sweet yesterday. Oh. And some cranberries, because it's got to have its cranberries. Remember those antioxidants. We all need those antioxidants. So do I. Okay. These are moon drops. I don't know if you know about these, but these are good. So, the Page of Swords. With my book. You have the gift of... Did I drop a grape? Come on now. Somebody want to fight? You want to bust a grape? Okay. So, you've got the gift of gab. Your words inspire people to thrive in life. Use your mind to make valuable connections in life. I resonate. Earth and air. Making plans. Having a thirst for knowledge. Okay. So, not only are you getting out, not only are you establishing your spirit team, your spirit guides, Not only are you protected, but you have the gift of gab and you are learning. You're a quick learner. You're an avid learner. You like to broaden your perspective. You're not afraid to say, I don't know. Okay? So that's good. To assume you know everything is to assume you know nothing. And that's a wonderful way to go. You have a growth mind. That's beautiful. So now we got the Knight of Pentacles. Now, sometimes the Knight just means you have to grow. Sometimes it just means you're very immature. It all depends. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. Oh my God, that grape was so good. Now, pay attention to the colors of your grapes. Red is good, but this is dark, which means it has a lot more antioxidants. Right up there with the blueberry. Okay? Knight of... Come on now, stop playing. Pentacles. I'm looking for pentacles. What are you doing? Oh, okay. Next page. Patience, commitment, and reliability are key traits of your personality. You know to give your best and accomplish your targets. Fire and earth, working hard, being practically committed. Practically committed, okay. Giving time to rest, sticking to your obligations. All this is great and in alignment. So you're anchored down. You know where to start from. You know how to feel. You know exactly what you would like your end result, but you also have your feet firmly planted on the ground. Page of Swords. The Page of Swords just letting you know that you could go forward. You can use your mind. You can use your mind and you can create things. You have the gift of gab. You can pretty much talk to anyone about anything, and that is great. And then we got the Knight of Pentacles, which I keep losing the dang page. You're working hard and you're being committed. You're staying on course. So I see nothing wrong. This is all stable. You have a 4. This is the only number in this reading, which is a 4, which means that you are protected, you are stable, and you're going forward. You have the emotional intelligence. You also have a bit of book smarts, and you know how to talk. And you also know how to shut up when you don't know what you're talking about. And that is good. That is the vibe. That was your Libra reading. A 4. So somebody, whether or not they are a Libra or not, or Aries, that means that they have leadership skills. And yes, at points they do get indecisive, but they're able to wage the pros and the cons. They're actually able to reason themselves toward a good result. Okay? All right. All right. So now we've got this Scorpio coming out after the Libra. 3 of Swords, 8 of Swords. We've got a 3883, and we've got a 19. Damn, 1983. 1983 just popped straight out here. I ain't gonna lie. 3, 8, 19. There's a male Gemini here, and he's a little heartbroken. He's a little anxious. There's something going on about him. I don't know if he's heartbroken, but he might be anxious. He might be a little bit standoffish a bit, right? So then we've got an 8 of Swords. So somebody's binded to something about a blind decision, something about blind faith, something about tying into something. So let me read this. All right, so the 3 of Swords is basically life knocks you down, everyone. The choice lies within you, whether you want to remain down for the rest of your life or again. Saturn and Libra, we are in Saturn retrograde, dealing with heartbreak, Saturn conflict to be sure, dealing with heartbreak, transforming emotional pain. Tonight's moon is an amplifier, so if anybody who knows, yeah, get on your thing, okay? All right, dealing with heartbreak, transforming emotional pain, finding forgiveness, releasing pain. So somebody's heart hurts, okay? Somebody either broke their own heart or they just did a decision that's not aging well, okay? So now we've got the 8 of Swords, because I want to know what this means. Surrendering yourself to an unknown entity is like letting others control you, own your responsibility, and take charge of your life in your hands. Someone allowed someone to trick them out of their space. Somebody's heartbroken because they wanted to try, and they didn't try because they listened to someone or they watched someone. They let someone's influence take them away from a chance that they would have had, and it's exposure, okay? It's starting to be seen that someone is hurt because somebody tricked them out of the spot. Somebody took away their options, their chance, somebody basically destroyed an opportunity for someone. and someone is coming into the realization that this person has destroyed a lot of things for them. Damn. That's like sleeping with the enemy. That's like, damn, enemy behind lines. Damn. 1983. I got 1983. It could be 38. It could be 1938. That's an old ass person though. So we got 1938. 3 plus 8 is 11 plus 19. That is 30. So divine intervention. There's somebody who wanted to spin the block on you. There was somebody who wanted to talk to you. There was somebody that was always interested in you, but because they kept listening to third parties, they kept looking at things that didn't matter. They never came directly to you and said anything. They realized that they've now ruined the reputation. They ruined the opportunity. They ruined their chances. It pretty much sucks here. Okay. So this is the only advice I have for that person who feels as though that they have been kept locked out of heaven, kept from an opportunity. The only thing you could do is try to get yourself and navigate yourself through primary bias. What I mean is, some people aren't locked into first impressions. Some people will allow you to come and speak your piece, pending you didn't do the worst the first time. So be aware of situations that can be fixed by a simple conversation. Yeah. Some of us make things more difficult than they have to be. Some opportunities can be salvaged by a straight up heart to heart conversation. But some people are more braggadocious about being an imposter than they are about actually being authentic. So that makes them a coward. So whoever this is, if you don't try, you won't know the answer. So it is what it is. If you feel as though you've been done unfair and you know you haven't done anything too far out, a simple conversation might bring back the sun. Because there usually is sunshine after the rain. But do you have the vitamins? Do you have the wherewithal? That's for you, Scorpio. All right, so I got 1983, which turned into 30. Divine intervention. So God is making someone come around and talk to you. Someone may want to explain something to you, talk to you, expose something, make you aware of something. Either way, someone feels really bad about not coming and talking directly to you, because they could have avoided this heartbreak. They could have avoided binding themselves to feeling as though they're in a mental prison if they would have only just been transparent. Okay? All right. So that was the Scorpio reading. All right. And that was the 30 divine intervention. God is going to definitely be leading someone to come and talk to someone that they should have been talking to directly, and stop using all the third parties and the bridges, because some people put themselves in the way to manipulate the situation. Some people put themselves in the way to benefit. You never know why a person would interject themselves into a situation when they could have just said, you go talk to them yourself. You never know. Be careful of the person who always has to send a homeboy or homegirl in to talk to you. What's with that? Aren't we adults? Okay. So now we've got Sagittarius here. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, and we've got the Two of Swords. Death and transformation in Scorpio. Wheel of Fortune in Saturn. Two of Swords in Libra. All right, Sagittarius, what do you need to kill off from yourself? What do you need to let go? What do you need to transform? What do you do that can definitely get buried in the long term, that's not going to be fruitful for you going forward? But I tell you, this person that works at Vital Records is trying to get this chain off my neck. That's my copycat. Go look at her. Short, round, glasses, brown. She tries to pretend she's me. Anyway, Wheel of Fortune. Oh, that's not Saturn, that's Jupiter. Two of Swords, Libra. Death and transformation. Let me read this. Can you turn it down, baby? Turn it down. Turn it down. And close the door. Because you like to let all the daggone mosquitoes in. I like to not scratch my legs, man. Okay, 13. The mosquitoes been fierce. Hopefully you got you some peroxide, some alcohol, some hand sanitizer, some witch hazel, some something. Because them daggone mosquitoes is something else. If it ain't the mosquitoes, the ants is like cannibals. They eating their own. I don't know what these are, Baltimore ants. Mm-hmm. Yes, they is. Bless you. Plant the seed of a bright future. The universe is at your side to steer you towards stability, security, and receiving a good yield. Scorpio, spiritual transformation, personal evolution. How many blessings I got to give you before I get my own? Bless you. Don't pay me no mind. Okay, death. Plant the seed of a bright future. The universe is at your side to steer you towards your stability, security, and receiving a good yield. Scorpio. Spiritual transformation, personal evolution, overcoming your age, and a purging. I think they got my ass already. Damn it. The Wheel of Fortune. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. The past is history. The future is mysterious. Then tomorrow, this starts all over again. Okay, welcoming change, having good luck. So this all actually goes together. You're putting the old you to the side. You're growing out. You're cocooning. Someone is growing out of the old ways and they're going into the new ways. And they're going to have to make a lot of adjustments as they approach maturity, okay? You can't do the same things you did when you were a child. You did as children do. And now that you're an adult, you have to put those childish things away. Deadlock decisions. That is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is saying to us, keep your personal and professional relationship balanced to avoid drama-free life. Don't be bringing your work home and don't be bringing your home to work. There are a lot of people that do not want you to have a happy life because they don't like how you happy at work. And they be damned if you're going to be happy in both places, okay? There are some of your co-workers who would love to have a lay down or sit down or lunch with your husband because you keep acting like you getting hit right. So instead of them go home and do something to where their husband might hit them right, they going to try to attract your husband, follow your husband on his page, try to come across him. Either they want to do a bone on you, basically gossip about you and make it seem like you being adulterous or being a hoe at work, or they trying to get him to look their way. So you be careful with mixing your home life and your work life. That also goes to co-workers. That also go to some of your homegirls. Some of your homegirls, you never want them to see you with nothing because they always want everything you got. They are willing to put everything they got to the side to get everything you got because they like how you happy with it and they like how you look with it. Not knowing that they're not in alignment for the things you got. They're in alignment for the things that God gave them, but they never want that. They abandoned their own life to come live in yours. So be aware of people that are way too invested in what you got going on and they ain't never invested in what they supposed to have going on. Keep away from them people. And like I said, as you get older, there's a less need for friends if you're building family. There's a less need for your immediate family when you're trying to get your direct family. Some of your immediate family know that you would do good in a home setting, so they jealous of you, so they don't want you to ever have good kids. They never want you to have a good home. They never want you to even look good on your porch, okay? There are some people that just don't like for other people to strive. They don't like to see other people thrive in their life because they never did any of the extra. So they feel as though everything you do is performative because they wouldn't do it. Well, that has nothing to do with you. You don't want to garden because you don't want to garden. You don't want to dig in the dirt because you don't want to dig in the dirt. Miss Maybell over there likes to garden. She likes to get on her knees and dig in the dirt. Doesn't mean that she's doing it because of you. It means because that makes her feel good. There are some people say, they just trying to be all that. They just trying to. No, why don't you try to be all that or try to mind your business? Why does everybody going some way in their direction bother you? Keep away from people who always put themselves in stuff that they ain't got no business in. Mind your business. Why does it bother you what that person does or doesn't do anyway? What are you doing? Nothing. Minding people business. Why am I looking at 1938 on the screen? I, my last draw was 1938. So then I was looking at 1938. It was like, what? Oh my goodness. So death and transformation, wheel of fortune, two of swords. Sometimes you gotta have blind faith. You gotta trust that you're doing the best that you can for you, and don't look to the side. Don't look at your neighbor. Don't look at the friend. Don't look at nobody else. Sometimes you just gotta really keep your eyes on your own paper. Okay. Stay deadlocked on you. Bet on you. Sometimes you just got to have blind faith and keep doing what you have to do for you. Don't worry about other people. Change. Let it go. The wheel is turning. And you bet on you. When all things are said and done, the best bet is you. Okay? All right. That was for my Scorpio. 13 plus 10. That is 23. Plus 2. That is 25. That is a 7, which is a complete cycle. Libra, Jupiter, Scorpio. Scorpio and Scorpio's reading. Or was that Sagittarius? That was Sagittarius. Ain't that nothing? That was Sagittarius. Because I did Scorpio. Crazy. All right. So, we're getting into... Hold up. I know, I'd already did Scorpio. Yeah, so that was the Sagittarius reading. So now we're in Capricorn, Six of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. Six of Pentacles is Taurus. We got the page coming out and we got the Queen of Cups. Six of Pentacles, equal give and take to the universe and stability. You're stable, you're fine, it's okay. It doesn't knock you off balance when you are generous, and you don't offer, not unless you have. You don't give despite yourself. You don't cut off your nose despite your face. You do everything in accordance, okay? That's wonderful. Equal give and take to the universe. What you sow is what you surely shall reap. Then we've got the Page of Pentacles. There's somebody on my page trying to confuse me. They want to confuse me because they just want to be important. Staying grounded, loyal, responsible, and taking your chances and grab the opportunities without effort. You can't gain everything. Being consistent, getting your hands dirty, developing more realistic goals, following a healthy lifestyle. And that's all you got to do. When you're having a good give and take, that's all you got to do. Keep your head above water. Eat your salads, eat your fiber, drink your water, eat your vegetables, eat your fruit. Do the things that are supposed to do for you. Eat good, you'll sleep good. You understand? When you treat yourself well from the inside out, it projects. Everybody sees it. Everybody witnesses. And like it or not, there's somebody watching you to do the exact same thing. They only need somebody to not be asking permission to treat themselves well. See, when people always are looking around for validation, you're teaching the children to always look outside themselves to feel good. But when you actually just get up and you draw off of your own ideas, the kids are like, yeah, I like that person. They just seem to do it. They don't have to look at a film. They don't have to go on Facebook. They don't even have to receive a phone call before they actually get up and pick themselves up. They're a self-starter. So somebody has a growth mind and they keep their eyes on their own prize. That is the way to live. Keeping your eyes on your own prize and only looking at other things that you want to push forward in a positive way. There are some people that come to this world for destruction, and there are some people that come to this world to build it up. Who are you? Okay? That was the Capricorn reading. Capricorns are very good at systems. They're very good at analytics. They're very good at paying attention to what they need to pay attention to. A bad Capricorn is definitely going to cap. They're definitely going to be in everybody else's business and not around theirs. In low and short, sweep around your own porch before you try to sweep around others, okay? And that is the Capricorn reading. What you eat don't make everybody else shit, so be aware of what you're putting into your mouth, how you're bending your elbow, okay? And we have the Taurus Capricorn reading, and that is it. It is 6. The 6 is equal give and take to the universe. Love it here. Love it here. What you sow is definitely what you will reap in life. All right, let's go Aquarius, because our last one is Pisces, okay? Aquarius and Pisces, and we're done, okay? It is 5:57 on the dot. 5:57 on the dot. King of Pentacles. How did I miss that 555? I wasn't looking, and you shouldn't stare. Okay? It's only good when you look, when you glance at it and you come across the number. Now, if you're staring until the number comes, then that's not so spiritual. King of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, Scorpio, 10 of Cups, Pisces. Okay? King of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. Let's see what the King of Pentacles is having to say. I like his outfit. His garb is nice, but he also has that confident smolder coming across. He's doing that look that The Rock does. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? Let's find out, Dwayne Johnson. He was joking recently about eating babies and shit. I don't find that funny, especially for a guy that's 6'5". He's a goddamn wrestler and he's a damn mega superstar. You don't play with people like that. It had to have been a joke. I'm hoping it was a joke. Okay, King of Pentacles. You got to be aware, some people's jokes have got a lot of truth in them, and I know he was saying it as a joke, but I'm just saying. King of Pentacles, family is everything for you. You ensure to create a flourishing and well-lit kingdom for them to encourage them to grow and prosper more. Air and Earth, that is Aries, Gemini, and Libra. Earth is Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Success in business, sticking to principles, avoiding materialism, and being more selfless. That is wonderful. Like I said, family is everything for you to ensure to create a flourishing and well-lit kingdom. You know, for some reason, I know we have our immediate family. We have people who we grew up with. We have those cousins that visit the house. We have all those. But see, as you grow older, it's less about the family who you were born into and more about the family that you're coming into, the family that you build, the people who you meet, the people who you have, you break bread with, the people who you get money with. Those people become way more important than the family that you got by default. The family that you got by default is a book of lessons. It's like basic instructions before leaving earth. It's exactly like a Bible. Yet these are your New Testaments and your Old Testaments, and you have to decide what books you're going to take with you to publish in your life. So, the family that you're born into is your book of lessons. That is your Bible, okay? Those are the people who you're going to grow out of. You're going to realize what's your New Testament, what's your Old Testament, and what just can't go. What things, what lessons, and what words to live by. What wisdom could you get from that, okay? But the family that you're going to build, the family that you're going to seek out, the family that you're going to attract is going to be way more important than the family that you were born into. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. So you're going to be very, very careful of the people that you collect from now on. If these people have a bad spirit on them, if they have bad juju, if they're not growth minded, if they can't be talked to, if they can't be reasoned with, if they have primary bias and they aren't able to grow out of a situation, they're not willing to have the talks, then you know that they aren't part of your wish fulfillment. Remember, you have visions of grandeur. Remember, you've always dreamed of having a good family, house, home, picket fence, kids, dogs. You've always dreamed of having something as reciprocal as what you would have seen in those Hallmark movies, on the Hallmark cards, on the TV, on the pictures, the things that people, the ideas that people sell about families. You've always wanted that, not realizing that you would have to create that in your own reality. And that is your wish fulfillment. No longer asking for permission to build your own reality. That is your true wish fulfillment. 17 and 10, you are the star. You can live life the way that you would want to. You do not have to ask permission. As long as you do no harm to others, you could do as you will. And you could do as you will as long as you do no harm to others. And that's all it takes to be the King of Pentacles. You can be protective of the world that you build. You can shout it out. You can brag about it. You can show it all. But the main thing about it is that you build it, and you don't ask anybody for permission to live the life that you are no doubt going to be invested in. You're building it. So why do you need someone telling you what bricks? Only you know what you want to look at the end of the day. If you don't like siding and you'd rather bricks or cinder blocks, however you'd like to build your foundation, then do so. And don't let anybody change the way you wanted your aesthetic, okay? All right. And that is the Aquarius reading. 10 plus 7 is 17. That is the Aquarius number for the star. But we have Pisces and Scorpio. So somebody is very much in their feelings about it, and they're very passionate about having things their way. Yeah, you could do it, but you don't even have to pull up at Burger King. Okay? Have a good one. So, the last but not least is Pisces. Good morning. How are you? Thanks for coming over. Thanks for coming in. Hello. Condolences and happy birthday to those who are Virgos. All right. And if you have Virgo children, I'll pray for you. Or there might be a 1-800 numbers, for the survival and shit. Ace of Cups, Four of Swords, and King of Wands. We only have a Four of Swords here. Woo! That's the second time we got a four. The first four was about the leadership. The first four was about going forward and taking your stance. This four is about you getting some rest. It's about our ancestors realizing that you have put some to retirement. Now, here's the thing you need to realize about our ancestors. When we're getting ancestor messages, all of our ancestors weren't angels. Some of them were here hell raisers. Some of them were speed racers. Some of them were that guy. Some of them were that girl. Okay, some of them were pretty dark. Some of them could fight. Oh my God! Some of them were hitmen. Some of them were healers. We had a little bit everything going on that thing. So when you're opening up to your ancestors, be sure that your intentions are set on who you brought forth, because some of us had some riders that we brought forth, and not understanding some of the ancestors that you're calling don't even like your ass, and you're being tortured by some of your own ancestors because you're not breaking any generational curses. Some of your ancestors are upset with you because you keep calling them, you won't let their soul rest, but you ain't doing shit up on this earth. You're not overcoming strife. You're not overcoming poverty. You're not overcoming blood guiltiness. You're not overcoming incest. You're not overcoming anything. So some of your ancestors, you're calling them thinking that you're sending them over to get somebody else. No, they're sitting on your ass at night because what do you want? You're not letting my soul rest. I didn't do what I was supposed to do when I was up top side. But every time I think I'm going to go rest, here you come calling me because you want to use me as your personal spiritual hitman for some shit that you're not breaking. So some of the ancestors that you guys are summoning are coming to fuck you up because you're not doing your job. You're not breaking any curses, okay? You're not saving their souls. You're not finishing the job that they was trying to finish when they left this earth. Some of them woke up on the other side, was like, damn, I didn't get to save my daughter. I didn't get to talk with my son. I didn't get to go to Coney Island. I didn't get to see slavery done. I didn't get to see segregation be ended, okay? I didn't get to see none of my biracial grandchildren grew up. I knew that they were going to be cute, but somebody took me up out of here. Some of your ancestors are so pissed that you always call on them, but you call on them for bullshit. You're never calling on them to clean up the mess that they would have cleaned up had they been allowed to live long enough. But here you are taking your life and your purpose for granted, making more curses. So you ain't going to be able to sleep and they ain't going to be able to sleep. So all y'all just going to be tortured souls because you was up here showing your ass. Every time you got a chance to say something about your ancestors, yeah, I'm calling on my ancestors to come wreak havoc. I'm coming on my ancestors to come steal. They did enough of that shit when they was up here. That's why they can't rest. And now here your stupid ass come with more shit. Your ancestors is pissed at you, some of y'all, because y'all don't use it right. You were supposed to come and clear the debt. You were supposed to clear out the generational curse. You up here racking shit up. Eventually, they like, you know what? Just go on. Come on. You know what? Get my family member. They going to tell somebody else ancestors, look, we going to stand down. They keep calling us. They ain't doing right. So you get them. You'd be surprised. Some of your ancestors is in secret meetings with other people's ancestors. Like, look, they won't let us rest. They ain't did shit for us when we was alive. Matter of fact, they was slipping shit in our cup. So here's what we gonna do. They gonna call on us. We gonna act like we there, and you come in and you get them. Cause we tired of their ass any damn way. They ain't doing nothing but racking up more debt, and we can't never go to our resting place. So come on down here. Some of your ancestors setting y'all up because y'all put some of y'all people in there. Some of y'all called some of y'all some of the people when they were still alive. I'ma call my brother and they gonna mess you up. Da, 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 da. Now you at the funeral crying. But you called them over there. Now you got a nerve to be crying at the gravesite. We gonna get him. And that ancestor looking at you all side eye like, bitch, I would have been alive had you not put me in shit. Had you shut the fuck up. And had you not mentioned me. Some of y'all the reason why some of y'all family members didn't checked out. Some of y'all done poisoned them. Some of y'all done neglected them. Some of y'all done beat them. Some of y'all done took away their hypodermic needles because you wanted to get high so they couldn't take their diabetic medicine. Some of y'all put some shit in their diabetic medicine, all because you wanted more money for your habits. You wanted more money to go stunt. You wanted more money to buy a car, but you never worked for it. You wanted more money. And these same ancestors that you keep harassing, you got a nerve to cry every time you think about them passing away, but you never thinking about the things that you did that put them in that grave. How many times they sat crying over trying to save you, trying to help you, trying to give you good advice. But you are the ultimate reason. Yeah, you might blame Lord Dirt and Lord TT and them, but you ultimately the reason why they was even going through that, why they was in that area, why they was at that address, why they was even in that situation, why they was even in heartbreak. Some of y'all break y'all family members' hearts so bad. Remember Mama, Mima, or Mama? Remember Papa, who sat there and every time you got your ass locked up, he wrote a check? And when it came time to him to get open heart surgery, he didn't have enough money in the bank account because he kept getting your stupid ass out of jail. But you kept going because you say, my people's going to get me out. My people's going to get me out. But now he done died of heartbreak because he done spent all his money after he done raised the family, raised your parent. Now you come and you done dried out everybody's accounts because you won't learn a lesson because you too busy bragging. Yeah, I got this family. Yeah, I can call this one. Yeah, I done call that one. And a lot of your family done lost their jobs, lost their position, lost their health insurance and all that because you reverse Nepo baby, used the benefit of all their life that they worked for, and you done spent it all and wiped it out in a little bit of transaction. You ain't even getting what they was getting, but you are using them. You are spending their energy, their life, their reputation, all because you couldn't stand on your own. You wouldn't go get your own. Papa can't afford open heart surgery because he done got your dumb ass out of jail 5 times too many. Mama can't afford to pay her mortgage. She's got to move into a old folks home, a subsidy where people really going to be stealing from her, all because she couldn't keep her house because she kept putting it up for you. Mama or Papa or auntie or uncle that went out and had a whole damn heart attack. Because they got to cut their grass because you so busy riding around the city with your homeboys. You don't do hard work. You don't stop by nobody's house and take out the trash. You don't cut no grass. You don't go for groceries. You too busy riding around with your homeboys and your homegirls smoking, drinking, toking. But they going to be the first people that you call when you get pulled over. As soon as them things go whoop whoop, I'm going to call my cousin. I'm going to call my aunt. I'm going to call this. But when's the last time you went by them and you gave something to them that didn't require them pouring out for you? Mental clarity. People are starting to be very, very aware that they might need to rest. They might need to sit down. They might need to sit this one out. People are starting to realize that some of the people who always calling them for rescue don't need to be rescued. They need to stop getting in the shit. They need to go sit down. Some of the people that's always getting you in an emergencies would never even answer the phone because they're too distracted by a bunch of bullshit. Imagine the same person who gets mad at you because you can't you can't pick up their phone from the correction center. Will get mad at you because you calling them, you having a heart attack. You having a heart attack and ain't nobody picking up the phone. But these people knock on your door 2, 3 o'clock at night. Can you let me in? I need to use the bathroom. I need to lay down. They always using your couch, but you can't call them to get a ride from the emergency room. You can't call them to get a ride to the emergency room. You can't call them to go get you something from the store. It's too hot. You can't call them for air conditioning. You can't call them for nothing. Yet they'll get up mad at you if you can't bail them out. They'll get mad at you if they got to pee and they got some young hot chick that they can't afford to go stay up at a hotel, so they want to use your extra room. They gonna talk about you. Oh, they think they all that. They ain't got to treat me. They fronting on me. They stunting on me. But ain't nobody never stopped by to add nothing to your gas and electric, none of your water. Never asked you if you needed help on that bill. Never asked you if you needed any maintenance around your house. Yet they want you to maintain their status in the streets. Yeah, because I can call whoop-de-whoop and them, and I know so-and-so of them, and they going to hook me up. But when it come time for the real hookup, there's no answer. Nobody coming. You got to do it on your own. And they got a nerve to want you to claim them in the streets. They haven't called and checked on you, nothing. Bought you a tissue, a Kleenex, or nothing. Yet they want to be able to call your first and your last name in the streets, whether it's good or bad. And this is why it's important for you to pay attention to what you invested in going forward. Some of your family members ain't going with you everywhere. They ain't following you outside. Some of your family members, you don't want to go because they don't want you to have what you're supposed to have. Get you some rest. Sit out sometimes. You don't need to respond to everybody's emergency, especially when you know everybody's not going to respond to yours. Can you imagine using all your emergency money the day before for somebody else's emergency, and then you turn around and you have something that's just as important, and they can't be found, they can't be called, they won't even pick up the phone, and if they pick up the phone, they ask you why you ain't got it after you just used it on them. Can you imagine that? There's some people like that. And they'll try to shame you for asking them. So you mean to tell me you only helped me so that you could turn around and ask me? Well, I thought because I invested in you, I was worth the investment. Somebody's going to find out a real hard lesson the wrong way. That the person that they actually put all their effort into wouldn't do a damn thing for them. Actually would try to make them look stupid if they tried to ask. Oh, you thought I liked you like you like me? Nah. Some of y'all gonna find out that the friends you call your friends ain't your friend at all. The family you call your family ain't your family at all. Them co-workers, they was hoping you got fired last week. Some of them hoped you never got hired. Some of them was gonna rob you because they know you make more. Because you always at work. And they always calling out. Hard lessons we got to learn. But either way, you be passionate, okay? With your King of Wands. You be passionate with your intentions, your actions. Don't invest where it ain't best, okay? Don't do for people who wouldn't do for you. Don't do shit for the homies. Some of y'all homies ain't worth doing nothing for. You sit around people who wouldn't do nothing for their baby mother, their mother. You sit around people who wouldn't do nothing for their kids. Yet y'all sitting there trading $1 and $2 going to the store for each other. Both of y'all is bums together. Because why do you feel as though you should be around a person who wouldn't do anything for their kids, yet they doing everything for the hoes on the block? Oh, Lord TT need $1. She need a loose one. She need a drink. I get after them. Let the baby mother pulling up on the block and can't get shit. Gotta cuss you out. Damn near hit you with something to get some diapers. And y'all think that shit cute. Yeah, she just a crash out, man. She just a spaz. But she wasn't a crash out and a spaz when you was shooting up the club. That man wasn't a crash out and a spaz when he was paying your bills. But now that it's in front of people, now you want to front. Now you want to act brand new. Yeah, a lot of y'all got some busted situations, okay? Get them circles out your square and get them circles and get them squares out your circle. Whichever one, get in your own lane. Be with people that align to you, okay? So, King of Wands, I'm going to read this and then we're out. Hopefully this helped. This was enough information to get you a little bit closer to your kingdom spouse. Know that they're running some game, right? They're running the play, okay? They're running the play. They're trying to intercept. Be careful who you allow to be your quarterback. Be careful who you allow to run them rushes, all right? Your life has and will take you to what you have always wanted to achieve. Having vision and being daring. So once you get those people that you know you don't need from around you, be daring. Don't ask for no permission. Do the life the way you want to. Be a there's the chameleon. Allow room for change, but be the person that you want to be. Stop asking for permission from life. There are some people that would love for you to ask permission just so they can never give it to you. Just so you can sit there stagnated, trapped in your own mind, not even realizing that their opinions don't even matter in the interim of things. So keep your mind clear, make clear decisions, be firm, be direct, be transparent. If your no is a no, make it a whole entire statement. Get you some rest. Don't overwork yourself, don't overextend yourself. You got some ancestors who would love to get rest as long as you break in generational curses. Some of the spirit realm is upset. Some of them are rooting for you. They just want you to break these generational curses so that they can go lay down. Some people keep bothering their ancestors, and they starting to realize that their spirit team has gone and sat down and started rooting for the other team, because they be damned if they gonna keep working for you if you're not working for yourself. And then we've got the King of Wands. Establish yourself, be daring. Like we said, you don't need permission, you need God's approval, and that is what's up. All right, you have spent some time with Nyx, and thankful you have gotten your fix. Remember, don't come for me because I didn't send for you. But of course, let's be true. Love ya. Bye-bye.